Alright, it's working.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello!
Yeah, it's working. Hello, everyone. My name is Greg Schaefer.
I'm Phil Silverman.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring you some legacy action tonight from MTG Card Market in Chicago. 4 rounds, so we'll be done around, what, like 11:30?
Yeah, usually like a little before 11.
Yeah.
Central time.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we're about to jump right into round 1, so we will talk more later with us on camera and show you magic now.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have Ned on the right, and usually he plays Bug Delver, but God only knows what he's playing today.
Yeah, he said he wasn't playing it, so that could mean
He also could have been a jokester.
Yeah, he could have just completely leveled us.
Yeah.
But I definitely have no idea what he's playing. You gotta start the timer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Well, we can start it once they start playing. Should we start it now?
Yeah, I think it's probably safe to start now.
Cool.
So we will set the overlay.
Yeah.
If anyone's hanging out in the chat, feel free to say hey.
Not sure who he's playing against. Who is he playing against?
Neither. It kind of looks like Jason, but it's probably not.
I'm gonna look out there.
All right.
I just want to see.
So we don't quite know what Ned's playing at. Oh, is that Dredge Master?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What's his name?
Oh god, it's facing. I know it too.
Give me a second.
Yeah. I know it. I'm gonna hate myself when I don't. Alright, so this is our resident Dredge player. So I'm gonna put that right in there, especially because I can see City of Brass in his hand.
Nathan Borg.
Damn it!
I knew it. I definitely knew it.
Oh god, there's 2 O's in his name.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Our O key is currently broken, so it's kind of hard.
It's a little annoying.
Yeah.
Looks like Ned gonna go to 18 here, fire off a Gitaxian probe, so doesn't really give us much information about what he's
Not
playing.
at all. Maybe blue.
Yes, he could even not be playing blue right now.
Yeah.
Hard to tell. Yeah, as we said before, Ned is a big fan of Bug Delver, but he said he's probably not playing it today. I know Gitaxian Probe generally not a common card there. It looks like he drew Volcanic Island for a turn, and Underground Sea. He's casting Cabal Therapy.
Whoa.
All right.
Okay.
Cabal Therapy, not at its best against Dredge in general.
It is a combo with Probe,
And
he takes the Careful Studies, which is great.
Yeah, being able to snipe an Enabler is definitely good. Careful Study is a slightly better card than Putrid Imp, I think, in this case.
Somewhat.
But Imp is still gonna do a lot of work. I think this is maybe he has the intention of Force of Willing, but I don't really know what cards Ned has in his hand.
Yeah.
This start could be basically anything.
We have a Putrid Imp in play.
We see
So he does have another way to discard here.
So Ned gonna cast a main phase Brainstorm after playing a fetch land. Looks like he's hitting Bloodstained Mire, Baleful Strix, and Young Pyromancer. Oh, I know what deck this is. This is just a Grixis Pyromancer.
Yeah. Usually with like Gurmag Angler.
Sometimes I haven't seen it. I feel like if you're gonna play Delve spells, you have to like play several dig through times before you play your first Gurmag Angler.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a really powerful card.
You need something to dig for.
Gotta get your big fish.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better than Tasigur. I know people online have been playing a mix, but I think Tasigur is just not strictly worse, but I think it is worse.
I agree with that statement. I think that Gurmag Angler is pretty underplayed as it stands. I know a friend of mine actually, or at least an associate, I would say.
Yeah, you work together.
Yeah, exactly. He got I think second place at the last Legacy.
Oh, I saw that list, yeah.
Dave Stoughton.
Okay.
No, not Dave Stoughton. Dave Houghton, with an H. But he had one Tasigur, one Gurmag Angler in his like Grixis Delver
Couldn't
deck.
decide.
Guess not.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty sweet though.
Some people hanging out in the chat. Card Mouse, Gray, Gabby Sparts. Oh, I think I know her. Card Mouse again, and Dev Clock. Nice.
Yeah. All right. So
Dev Clock always hanging out.
So we're going to have an interesting interaction here. So Nathan is going to upkeep discard. So after bringing back his Icarid, he's going to upkeep discard Stinkweed Imp.
Okay.
Ned is going to bolt his Icarid still in upkeep.
Yeah.
And then Nathan's going to respond by discarding Bridge from Below, which is going to net him a free zombie.
Ooh.
Oh, so looks like Nathan is going to Dredge 5 here.
You don't often think of Dredge as like a reactive instant speed deck.
Yeah. Putrid Imp is like one of the few cards that lets you do that.
Yeah.
I know in the past I've seen people play Street Wraith.
Okay.
And that does has a similar effect in the deck where, specifically against like Deathrite Shaman, someone will try and eat one of your dredgers and you just respond by cycling Street Wraith and dredge the card away. And it's pretty nice. It's pretty cute. Plus it's a black card to eat with Icarid.
It's an attack for 2 with Putrid Imp because it has threshold.
5, 6, 7, yeah, it is.
So good. So good.
Unfortunately, Putrid Imp cannot block.
Yeah, who cares? That's attacking for 2 on turn 2.
2 whole damage.
What do you want?
It is helpful that Ned has Cabal Therapy in his deck though, because he's gonna have a free way to sort of
get rid of bridges.
Yeah, nuking bridges for free is gonna be super helpful.
It's
here.
great with Pyromancer. It's just incidentally getting some sacrifice on.
So it looks like Nathan's gonna flashback a Cabal Therapy here, targeting Ned. Let's see what he names.
I would guess he names like Lightning Bolt.
I mean,
not.
I'm not even sure what he. I'd be tempted to name either like Brainstorm or Dig Through Time at this point, even. But whatever he named, he bricked.
Yeah.
That's like,
I mean, I don't think you named Pyromancer or Baleful.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Baleful's even in the deck. Maybe this is Grixis control actually.
I mean, that's the deck's more mid-range control than it is aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not playing Delver Secrets.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the Delver versions online. Okay, this is like the Dak Faden.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. This deck goes a little harder with Delve spells, as far as I can remember.
2 distinct versions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same colors.
Interestingly enough, it looks like. So Ned cast Baleful Strix and drew Force of Will, which unfortunately is a blank.
Yeah.
But he elected not to flash back the Cabal Therapy, so that's letting Nathan still get a few extra zombies.
Maybe
possibly.
he wanted to get 2 bridges rather than just 1.
That's definitely possible, and now it's an option. But you do sort of run the risk of Nathan hitting, a Narcomoeba and another
just like
therapy.
going off.
Yeah. It's a little tough to do when you're only dredging once per turn, and when you know he doesn't have Careful Study or Breakthrough in his hand.
So how many more dredgers does he have in the yard? None?
He has none. He still has the Stinkweed Imp in his hand. He wasn't able to return the Icarid this turn because he didn't have another black creature.
I'm surprised he's attacking with the Putrid Imp. I guess he has a replacement in his hand, you said?
Well, he can just discard the Stinkweed Imp to
now.
the Putrid Imp.
And just hope that he finds more to keep going.
I think he's just intending to beat down with creatures for as long as possible
I'm
here.
surprised he's blocking. I would want to kill the Putrid Imp. Because, like, being able to just keep discarding can come up. Like, you can exhaust their dredgers sometimes.
You're saying for Ned to have blocked the...
Yeah.
The downside there is if he blocks Putrid Imp, Nathan still gets two zombies.
Okay.
Since he can stack the triggers in a way that's beneficial. So Ned putting it so he needs to draw removal spells, but not as many removal spells.
Turn 1 Lackey, what's up? Great name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Sad that that's not a more common play in Legacy anymore.
I'm not that sad about it, but
they gotta throw goblins a bone.
Yeah.
They gotta do something.
They should just reprint, make like a red Tolarian Academy or something.
They should just make a Lackey reprint and give it haste and 2 toughness.
Doesn't Warren Instigator? That doesn't have haste, does it?
No, but it's double strike.
But
it's 2 mana, so it doesn't matter.
Card is not good. You can do like some hilariously broken things, but
Oni Kaigo hanging out in the chat again.
Looks like Ned gonna cast Pyromancer and just immediately cast Brainstorm. He had a couple of excess lands in his hand, so those are certainly going back on top of his library.
Yeah.
Looks like he did find a Dig and a Cabal Therapy, and I think it's a second Pyromancer.
Sure. This matchup does seem rough for Ned game 1 because he's a fair deck and it doesn't have Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, Swords is pretty excellent. On the other hand, Pyromancer can get out of hand.
That's true.
And he can just make a lot of zombies.
Keep up,
yeah. But Nathan's on a pretty slow draw, so we'll see if he's able to do much.
There's an Icarid, that's a good one.
Icarid and another black creature and a Grave Troll.
Yeah, that's a pretty good dredge. I mean, not that explosive, but not bad.
Yeah, he hasn't any other bridges. The thing with Icarid is, it's pretty embarrassed by Pyromancer tokens.
That's true.
Just trading off every attack.
Yeah.
And now that he's out of bridges.
And you nerf bridges too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really bad.
Looks like he's just gonna attack with his Flying Imp, which he notably has flying because of the discard.
Good.
Pretty powerful, right?
Juvie in the chat asks how many rounds today. It's 4 rounds. 4 rounds. Also, people talking about Raffle Master and Goblins.
Raffle Master. I mean, it's pretty good with Pile Driver.
It is.
It's basically a 3-mana Pile Driver.
Yeah. Tony Flash. So Tony showed me who he was playing today. He's playing Jund. and he showed me his spicy tech.
Is it Raffle Master?
It is Raffle
Oh
Master.
my goodness. I can't really condone such a thing.
If he's doing well, we can put it on camera. I hate Jund in Legacy, well, every format, but if he's doing well, and maybe because of Raffle Master, it's certainly interesting.
So it looks like Ned's drawn a copy of Innocent Blood, which I always find funny that it's in this deck, but it does quote unquote work pretty well with Pyromancer. It does work well with 2 Pyromancers. Oh, we're gonna cast.
Are there any?
Oh no, that's an unearned.
What is? Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
What?
Oh
How
yes.
can this deck play that in the main deck?
Get back Baleful Strix. Get back Young Pyromancer.
But you're only playing like 10 creatures, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you're not. Well, you
I
just.
guess that's enough.
Well, you could just cycle it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the card.
That's a good point. Oh, god.
Commander Mouse. Pack Rat would be sweet in this deck. You could unearth Pack Rat. It'd be pretty adorable. But yeah, we can see that these Pyromancers are going to start to get out of control. Ned casting Unearth, getting back Baleful Strix, making 2 1/1s and drawing a card.
That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that.
So it looks like Nathan going to upkeep, discard Stinkweed Imp with the Ichrid triggers on the stack.
Okay.
But again, I think we're going to see that these Ichrids are not going to be able to keep up with what Ned's presenting.
Yeah. He needs... Oh, God. Pyromancer is just so good against Ichrid.
Yeah, it really is outstanding. And
Just like having his bridges gone, too, is... I guess Nathan's... The problem here was Nathan's first few turns actually weren't that explosive. I guess it really comes down to that therapy on Careful Study on turn 1 from Ned.
Yeah.
Like, that slowed Nathan down so much.
Absolutely. Looks like we have at least a nice Dredge 6 here, hitting 2 Narcomoebas. But again, no bridges in the yard for Nathan's. Even though he has therapy, he can't really generate a lot of value here. I think the way he's going to be able to win this game is just by hitting bridge ASAP.
Yeah.
Although he is quite a bit ahead on life total here, which is beneficial.
Yeah, Ned might be able to just like lean on Nathan and topple over.
Mm-hmm.
Living Eggs asks in the chat, got any Nick Fit players in the house tonight? It's possible. We have a bunch of people who play Nick Fit, but I don't know for sure if we have one tonight.
I'd be surprised. I feel like Dominic usually plays Nick Fit.
That's true. Does he have another Legacy deck?
I don't think he does. That's,
okay.
That's
all right,
that was
so
my assumption.
we probably have exactly one.
He's playing Delver tonight.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, Delver. Okay.
Playing some Delver of Secrets. People love Delver of Secrets in America.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one phenomenon I've always found interesting is that in Europe,
the European thing.
they just don't care for it.
They like Storm, Miracles, and Death and Taxes.
Yep, they like all those decks a lot, and I think they like elves. Maybe not probably not as much as the Midwest.
Sure.
Because the Midwest loves elves.
The Germans really like elves. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
But Miracles is way bigger there.
It's also very strange how it's like regional within Europe.
Yes, that's certainly true. But I mean, it's still regional within the U.S.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Like you show up to a Legacy tournament in the Northeast as opposed to
They like combo a lot more.
Yeah,
Like black-based combo.
Yep, and in the Midwest, everybody loves elves.
Yeah.
Elves is much more popular in the Midwest than it is anywhere else.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know how it is on the West Coast. I've never actually gone. So.
It's also very different, the metagame between opens and at most stores.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, that's a dig through time. Getting to... Oh, God. Nate brought a whole pack of playing cards. He anticipates making a lot of tokens.
Yeah, this is a pretty powerful dig through time here. He's doing this in attackers, which is going to generate 2 more 1/1s.
Jeez.
And then he's, of course, still going to get to resolve this dig through time.
Yeah, why not? I mean, what does he want? Like lightning bolts to just end the game?
Spells. I think any spell. Ooh, I did see a Tassiger there, which as
Pretty good.
it's not bad.
It's big.
Yeah. How do you feel about Tassiger returning Unearth?
Ugh. You get to that point.
Eventually, you mill over, either a Pyromancer
Well,
or
it's
a
a
Baleful Strix.
non-bow because you can't bring back the Tassiger.
Yeah, we can't be perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what he picked up here. I know he still has the Therapy in his hand. I don't think he got anything else.
Oh.
Looks like he's just going to trade off with Nathan here, but with just 4 Pyromancer tokens.
Apparently, Germany is very heavily on miracles.
Oh, that makes sense. They do really like miracles in Europe.
Yeah. I guess that would make the Elves players there very steeled.
I mean, it's not ideal, you know.
not.
Don't want to sit down against miracles every round when you're playing Kyrian Ranger, but it's a winnable matchup.
It's winnable.
Yeah.
You have to be very good and draw reasonably.
I definitely think I don't know if you need to be very good more than you need to be lucky.
Okay.
I prefer being lucky at least.
Well, like, you know how to play the matchup
Yeah.
in, like, post-board especially.
Definitely. So it looks like Ned's just gonna do Nathan a solid here. He's gonna therapy him.
Get some guys.
Doesn't really matter what he names. I don't think he's doing it
Not
to
particularly.
get cards.
So what does Nathan still have to work with? A couple Icarids.
And some Dredgers.
That's about it. Yeah. One Dredger.
Yeah.
In case it matters, he named Sarpadian Empires Volumes 1.
That's what I thought. That's what I usually name.
Yeah.
Sarpadian Empires Volume 6.
Thanks for telling us we already knew, dang.
Looks like Ned's gonna flash in, or just main phase the Snapcaster Mage, and he's gonna target Bolt. What do you think he's gonna? He's probably just gonna bolt the Putrid Imp.
Yeah. Just because there's no bridges right now, so there's no value, and this is gonna strand the last Dredger if Nathan brings it back next turn.
Yeah, that's true. Although he does get a Dredge 6.
He
out of it,
does.
yeah.
He could whiff. I mean, also eventually, like, the more turns that go by, there's a higher and higher chance that at some point he just whiffs.
For sure. Looks like he is not whiffed. We've found a Thug, 2 Thugs,
Okay.
3 Thugs.
Okay, so he's never gonna whiff.
Nope. Found 3 Thugs.
It is the worst of the Dredgers. But.
For sure. I think man, Nathan's in a really rough spot though. Like he's still got to fight. He's got to fight through a lot of stuff
Yeah.
here.
He's losing this race too.
Yeah, this is gonna put him. This attack I think is gonna put him to 6.
Yep.
And I think Ned's just gonna be able to grind him out from here. I know Ned has a second dig through time in his hand.
Also, Ned's attacking for 11 if he wants this turn.
Oh, that's it? Just 11?
Yeah, just 11.
11 plus, you can just make more guys.
Yeah.
With a dig through time. It looks like he has Tassiger, Baleful Strix, and dig through time in his hand.
Okay, I want to be Ned.
Yeah, it looks like a good spot to be in. Yeah, he's gonna jam.
He has enough cards in his great. Yeah, he's gonna make so many more creatures this turn. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think he just immediately fires off this dig through time. I might even be tempted to flash back. I guess it just nets you one guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you, it sort of gives one guy vigilance, so to speak. Looks like he'll cast the Baleful Strix, drawing Scalding Tarn, play it for turn. He's in no danger of being burned out, so he doesn't need to really be
He has
careful with his
5
total.
cards in the bin right now.
That's perfect. He's just going to cast this dig and try and kill Nathan on the next attack.
That makes sense.
This is really putting pressure on Nathan here, and this is especially awkward because Dredge is really it's a game 1 deck for the most part.
Yeah, you're banking on winning game 1 like 80% of the time or something.
Yeah, some very very high percentage.
Yeah.
Because a lot of decks just aren't prepared to fight on the axis that you're fighting on, and these Pyromancers are just keeping up with the sort of massive creature production of his deck.
All right, bringing back a whole lot of Icarids. So Nathan's kind of going all in here, and he's going to get blown out by this dig through time.
Yeah, I mean it's unlikely that these Icarids are going to connect for very much damage here.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have any choice really. He has to make this play.
It looks like, let's see if we can hit. Oh, there's one of the
There's a
last
bridge.
bridges. That will help at least. He will make some zombies here, but I think he's probably still going to be dead on the crackback.
Yeah. One thing I wonder if maybe Ned... I guess there's no way to do it. Well, before the Icarids are dying, Ned might be able to dig into a lightning bolt and bolt one of his own creatures, so Nathan doesn't get a bunch of tokens at the end of the turn.
That's definitely a possibility here. Ned has only seen 1 lightning bolt this game, so I'm assuming he has at least 2 more. He probably has 3. I'd be surprised if he's not like 4 bolts.
Yeah.
Look at all the underground seas.
Thanks, Card Mouse. This is round 1, guys. We don't always keep the overlay completely up to the minute, but currently it is all correct.
We're starting off hot, so to speak.
We're doing great.
I think Ned's going to make a play that you suggested here. I mean, he's specifically leaving up 2 volcanic islands.
Yeah. He just wants to find bolts, and he can just bolt one of his own creatures before blocks.
Yeah, one of the tapped tokens. It triggers off tokens still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe so. Actually, let's bring up Bridge. Oh, yeah, it has to, because you can bounce Batter Skull.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll pull it up anyways.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there are 2 O's in this.
Oh, no.
This is my nightmare.
Yeah. Fortunately, we don't have big ham fingers like Mark.
Yeah,
he,
I know.
can't do it.
We're much more delicate.
We also have to change the art.
If you insist about this weirdo old
It's
school
so
art.
much better. Like, I don't really like that border, but I like the art a lot more.
Oh, looks like Ned's just gonna get aggressive here. He's just gonna bolt Nathan.
Oh, okay.
I think this is gonna end up being the same, because Nathan's at such a low life total. I don't think there's any
so
way.
he's just overwhelmed.
Oh, he's found 2.
Oh,
Looks like he found exactly 2 bolts off of
that's
this.
what you want to dig into.
And now you just block so you don't die. Doesn't really matter what zombies Nathan has. You have 1,000 lethal attackers.
But I think he should have bolted one of his own because it was cooler.
I mean, yeah, points for coolness. You
Yeah.
always give more style points, so to speak.
Totally.
It looks like Nathan's gonna block probably every creature. Sorry, Ned's probably gonna block just everything.
Yeah. I think this is 4 blocks,
I think
4 creatures, and 4 bridge triggers.
Yep. So Nathan's gonna get 4 zombies, but unfortunately, even if those block all the 2-power creatures, he's still gonna be taking lethal.
Yeah, Nathan's counting it up, and I think he sees the writing on
Yep.
the wall, and he'll concede.
All right, that was a quick game. Sorry, that was not a quick game.
Not
that was
all Dredge games are quick, especially when Dredge loses.
I think these are the kind of games that the Grixis deck wants to play, though.
Sure.
It wants to just resolve a Pyromancer and then just slowly deploy more spells and deal with the opponent,
Right.
the opposing threats. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely a control deck in the traditional sense.
So, do you think Pyromancer is like Ned's best card in the matchup?
I think it's the best card in the deck.
Okay,
I think it's the most important card, at least.
sure.
It-
Barring any sideboard Grafdigger's Cage,
Yeah, it shows up with some surgicals or Grafdiggers
Yeah.
or what have you. I'm sure those will be excellent. I think I saw a surgical at the front there, but
So what do you take out here? Is Strix good? I guess it's fine.
I think Strix is acceptable. I would try to. I would probably want to see if I can get all my therapies out.
Do you want them out though? Because you need to sacrifice your elementals.
I don't think you need to. I mean, I think it's a nice bonus.
You just let them die somehow.
Yeah, I think you probably have enough removal post board to deal with it.
Okay.
I certainly wouldn't want to be in the situation that happened in that first game where Ned just drew 3.
Okay.
Thankfully, obviously, have Brainstorm, can put them back. Not
Yeah.
a huge issue, but it's definitely not a card you want to flood on.
Right. That makes sense.
I saw that he had some engineered explosives. I know I really like that card against Dredge.
Totally.
I'm not sure what else he has access to. I did see. It looks like he was cutting a fire ice. Cards, pretty low impact in this matchup, I think.
Grixis decks usually board Cage, I would think.
Yeah,
1 to 2.
I'm not certain what sort of sideboard cards to expect from here. I would imagine it's either Cage or Surgical.
Okay.
They're all as equally likely.
Could also be Nile Spellbomb, maybe.
Oh yeah, Spellbomb would certainly make sense. Spellbomb's just great.
Because you are using your own graveyard to some extent with Dig and the Unearth.
One reason to not have Grafdigger's Cage is that we did see that Ned has Snapcaster Mage.
Oh, okay.
So it's certainly possible he's...
So probably not Cage.
Yeah. I know in past versions of this deck didn't play... the version of this deck that I think... Top 16 Jersey didn't play Snapcaster Mage, but to be fair, that deck also had 4 Treasure Crews in it.
Oh, well, that's sort of different.
Yeah. I didn't see any Dak Fadens in Ned's deck. Oh, it looks like it's Jace, in fact. And I don't even know how good Dak Faden would be now that you're not playing Crews, but I feel like it's still a very powerful effect.
Yeah.
Just looting every turn is you gain a lot from doing it for free, effectively.
For sure.
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely boarding out that Innocent Blood.
Yeah. Not ideal in this matchup.
No, not even close. I think he's cutting, looks like Jace and then a few therapies and then Innocent Blood. And from there, I'm not certain what he's trying to do. I saw a Sudden Demise in his sideboard.
Yeah.
That card's sweet.
Yeah, screw that card.
It's very good.
Very good
Very
against mono white decks.
Yeah, it's insane to think of that. Let's pull up Sudden.
It's insane to think of that.
To think that Sudden Demise would be good against your mono white deck.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just read the card one more time. Yeah, so choose white. Sudden Demise does X damage to each creature that's white.
Could also be green.
Yep, I would prefer to not have that happen. Oh my goodness. At least it doesn't kill Phyrexian Revoker.
It's not good against Storm.
Nope. No, it is not. Yeah, or you could just next level them. Board and empty the Warrens, getcha.
You could.
I would definitely, if I had emptied the Warrens, I would definitely be doing it against this kind of deck.
Yeah, totally.
Although it's kind
they might be able to raise or block all your stuff.
Yep, Young Pyromancer's a hell of a card.
Plus dig through time.
Yep.
Or 2 Young Pyromancers.
I remember seeing, I think the more frustrating experience is casting Empty the Warrens and then just getting raced by 1 Deathrite.
Okay.
That's happened to me.
How many goblins was that?
I've seen 1 Deathrite outrace 8.
Ugh.
Deathrite's amazing. It's just such a good card. I mean, I'm sure it involved some, like, Abrupt Decay a token type shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like eventually you'll draw some, and like, or like Liliana minus.
Sure.
This was out of a Bug Delver deck.
Yeah.
But that's just what'll happen sometimes.
All you gotta do is get through the 8. They're probably not gonna be able to rebuild in time.
No, I mean, especially because Deathrite could also be clocking them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could, instead of gaining life, you could just be draining them.
Yeah, I mean, probably not a lot of your creatures are dying, unless you're discarding them to Lily.
Basically, yeah. Or they got, like, therapied away, I guess.
Sure.
That was actually, I think that was actually Mark's friend. That happened to Mark's friend. I think it was Wilson Hunter.
Oof.
It's okay. He top 8 at that tournament.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
But yeah, I think this is going to get, certainly, it always gets tougher for Dredge post-board.
Yeah.
There aren't too many decks that are... I think these days, with how versatile some sideboard graveyard hate cards are, that it's pretty unlikely you find a deck without access to, you know, some number of Cage or Surgical.
Right.
There was a time, I think, before where graveyard hate would legitimately wax and wane. But I think these days it's so rare. Like, you'll almost never see a Delver deck without, like, Grafdigger's Cage in the sideboard.
There are enough matchups where it's just incidentally really good, or it's also just like the cards are so powerful now that like Rest in Peace is a card and Cage is a card that the reward is so high for just a couple slots in your sideboard.
For sure.
And if you're playing Brainstorm anyway, you don't have to play like 4 Rest in Peace. You can play 2 and usually still find one.
Yeah, like the all the blue filtering spells or the cantrips are just so make it so easy to see such a high percentage of your deck.
Yeah.
So you could play all these, you know, powerful one-ofs.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. Sucks playing not playing Brainstorm, doesn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
Sometimes.
I get to play basic planes. The chat's talking about freeing Deathrite Shaman, so I guess they're talking about some modern. D for real asked, do you really need dual lands to play the format? I say no. You just need Caracas and other $100 cards.
And Wasteland and Rishadan Port.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, there are certainly some options. I mean, the big ones being like Merfolk. What else? Burn.
Right. There are a lot of intro decks. Also, you could play Manaless Dredge.
Mono Blue Omniscience.
Okay.
I think that's like I would say right now that's the quote unquote best deck that doesn't play dual lands.
Sure.
Dredge,
It's also like tier 1 probably.
I think absolutely. I think it's a very good dig through time deck.
Yeah. I mean, the deck still has some expensive pieces, but overall it's actually not that expensive.
No.
Like, you need some number of soul lands.
Yeah.
And you need Force of Wills.
And Show and Tell.
Yeah.
But Show and
It's
Tell
like 60.
Yeah, something
I mean,
like
it's
that.
not like 200 like a lot of the dual lands are now.
Like, don't get us wrong. The format's expensive, but that's just what's going to happen when you're playing with 20-year-old cards.
Right.
Like, it's impossible to avoid.
I've noticed this is a topic that comes up a lot in chat over basically almost every stream we do, and the point that I've made in the past is it's Legacy has gotten to the point where it's the kind of format where it really rewards just the time that you put into developing your collection or like building towards one deck that you know you're going to like for a long time. And unlike Modern and Standard, you know, those formats are so fickle in a lot of ways. A Standard obviously rotating very often, and Modern, the texture of the format changes still fairly often because Wizards is motivated to alter the ban list for every Pro Tour that passes. So your investment in Legacy is probably quite stable.
Yeah.
And if you also ever want out of the format, your cards probably went up in value.
Yeah. If you buy into Legacy, it's pretty likely that at some point your cards have gotten more expensive.
Like if you have the money to put up front, or the cards to trade off to build to bigger things or sell to stores for store credit, you probably are actually making money as long as you don't like
ruin your cards.
Yeah, you don't like shuffle really hard, and
I call it the Phil shuffle.
Yeah, I do it too.
All right, so just an update on what's going on in the game. So Nathan mulled to 4.
Okay.
I saw his first hand had 3 City of Brass, which I'm assuming you need to have a really good 4 other cards to keep. And
You do.
His second hand had no Dredger.
Okay.
It was a pretty easy mulligan. No Dredger, no Enabler. And his third hand, I think, had no lands at all. No mana.
Right. This 4-card hand, I mean, it had the Faithless Looting, but he just whiffed on finding a Dredger.
Yep. But he did hit a second Faithless Looting and a second land, which
Okay.
is not unreasonable. Second land is actually fine in this deck, especially, a real land instead of Gemstone Mine. And if Ned doesn't force of will, this Faithless Looting, Nathan's still seeing 3 extra cards this turn.
Right.
And looks like he did draw a Dredger this turn. He drew Stinkweed him.
All right. Pretty good.
Nathan going to take one here. I think rightfully not playing around Daze.
This is the deck in Legacy best equipped to win on a Multifor.
Yes, this deck mulligans phenomenally.
Yeah.
Is certainly one of the better decks in Legacy in that regard. So Nathan drawing that imp for turn, but his Faithless Looting just drew 2 Gemstone Mine. And he's going to discard the 2 cards that Ned knew about, keeping the Gemstone Mines. I think that's a savvy play.
Yeah, totally.
Want to just maintain the information, make Ned have to maybe Ned still has therapies in his deck. You might want to make him waste a turn casting it.
Totally. I think he's just running out of Pyromancer though. I think Ned realizes that it's basically his best card.
Yeah.
And Nathan being on, not an explosive draw, Ned wants to get his engine going ASAP.
It is important that Nathan has those 2 lands, though, but I think he may have made a small error by not playing his land last turn. So I think his goal should be will be to flashback these Faithless Lootings.
Sure.
So I think I would have wanted to play, just start doing that this turn.
Because he discarded the City of Brass last turn?
But he had 2 Gemstone Mines in his hand,
Okay.
and he didn't play one.
The thing is, City of Brass is a lot more valuable than Gemstone.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it doesn't die.
Yeah. And the fact that he has 2 Faithless Lootings, it might come back to bite him.
Yeah.
Not having the third land twice.
Oh, that's interesting. Ned has brought in Hydroblast.
Just to counter Faithless Looting?
I think so.
If you have a lot of cards that you think are bad, it's not the worst idea. I mean, it's going to be good against the flashback.
Yeah, that's for sure. Looks like
Sudden Demise did come in.
we see it. It's there.
Name Black.
He could deal 2 damage to a Tassiger.
It doesn't even it killed all the zombies. It doesn't even kill Narcomoebas if they're still around,
Well, that's the thing. He could decide to
good.
just kill the Narcomoebas instead.
That's
if he wanted
true. If there are no bridges yet.
To. Yeah.
Looks like there's 1 bridge for Nathan.
Yeah, but he doesn't. And he currently, unfortunately, has no more Dredgers.
Okay.
He just has. The relevant cards in his graveyard right now are an Icarid, 2 Faithless Lootings, and Bridge from Below.
The discussion in the chat right now is, I think someone asked, what do you bring in against Dredge? And we're getting a whole slew of different answers. And the takeaway from that is that basically every deck in Legacy has some options.
Oh, yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you can just board in. Any deck can play Leyline of the Void.
Yeah.
Any deck can play Cage. You have your options. Any deck can play Surgical.
Yeah. There's so many options, and so many of them are really, really powerful at this point that basically every single deck might as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the fact that, as we said, so many of them are applicable in other matchups.
Reanimator, Elves.
Yeah.
Cage is good against Elves.
It's kind of a spew not to play at least one of them.
Yeah.
Surgical is good against several other combo decks.
Yeah.
Good against Storm.
That's the thing about Legacy Sideboard cards. It's you want very high impact, powerful cards, but you also want things that are applicable in different matchups because there are so many tier 1 and tier 2 decks.
For sure.
So many.
So Ned going to take 1 from a Narcomoeba hit and then fetch end step after he brainstormed.
Mm-hmm.
So Nathan, so that Fiberblast did come into play.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It did its job. I mean, it's
how I took out the therapies.
Basically, it's basically envelop here.
Yeah. What more could you want?
I think
should have been Demir Charm.
Yeah, should have been Demir Charm, the classic Demir Charm.
Yeah.
Card was a little bit better when Treasure Cruise was legal.
Yeah, I was thinking about it in Modern, and I was thinking about what sorceries do I care about?
It's not that many.
It's just Scape Shift, and no one plays that deck anymore.
Nope, Scape Shift and Ancient Stirrings? I don't even know.
I don't think I'd even want to board it in there.
Yeah, so Serum Visions. Get you.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, you're already trading 2 mana for 1.
Yeah, down on mana. Sounds good.
Alright, so you got an attack for 4 from Pyromancer and Friends.
Big Rand, we are indeed located in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, specifically, yeah, I guess he asked MTG Card Market is located in Chicago.
Yes.
WUBRG is also in Chicago. We stream Wednesdays and Thursdays from Card Market. Mondays are from Chicagoland Games Dice Dojo.
So it looks like Ned is going to cast a main phase Brainstorm. I get a look at his hand. There's a couple great hits there. I see a Nile Spellbomb. He has a Force of Will for the flashback. On Faithless Looting.
Yeah.
Looks like Ned's in a commanding position this game.
Totally. And I just got a confirmation from Mark. I texted him a few minutes ago because there was a mention in the chat of someone liked the Card Market playmats, which is what our players are playing on currently. And another person chimed in saying that we were able to raffle off one last night with the Modern stream, and Mark just confirmed that we can do the same tonight.
Sweet.
So probably either after round 3 or during round 4 between games, we're gonna raffle that off for the chat.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, unfortunately Ned does not get a token off this.
That sucks. If it was Monastery Mentor, it'd be so much better.
So Ned, I gotta say, resisting value there, not drawing a card off of his Nile Spellbomb. I find that difficult to do personally.
All right.
As a fan of value.
Yeah.
Do you think you just are we in Hardcast Stinkweed mode?
Probably. It's not the worst. I mean, it blocks token profitably.
It is kind of the worst, though.
It's pretty awful. But whatever.
It's not. I wouldn't call it ideal.
Yeah.
And this is sort of where Nathan's going to get a little punished for keeping the gemstone mines instead of the cities. Like, the damage does matter. I will say. And I think he correctly assessed that. But these gemstone mines are getting close to running out.
Totally.
I think they both have one counter left.
Yeah. They are not perfect.
Yeah. So he's gonna be able to cast that Golgari Thug, and then he either needs to draw a land or not be able to cast the spells.
That said, if he had kept the other City of Brass, he would have taken a lot of damage.
That's true. He would be at 10 right now instead.
Yeah.
Only 2 more damage now, but oh boy.
There goes your blocker.
Yeah, you're in a good spot when you're just willingly putting a Dredger in the graveyard.
Yeah,
you can have this. Mm-hmm. I don't even care. I've got all these Pyromancer tokens.
He's just racing now. So we have some Fnatic chimes in the chat that he or she needs a new playmat for their mouse and keyboard, which is literally the exact thing we are doing right now with an MTG Card Market playmat. And
what I'm doing at home, and what I've always done. I generally don't use playmats.
Yeah, except for mouse pads.
Yep. Yeah. They're just big old mouse pads. They're perfect.
I lined up like 5 of them on my mantle in my apartment, so it's just sort of and some color to the room.
Yeah. One of my friends' apartments in Indiana, we had a table.
Okay.
That was covered in PTQ top 8 ones.
Oh god.
It was the table of shame. Because I think only one of them ended
with
as
a win. Oh,
yeah,
god.
The most of them were just losses in top 8.
I was gonna say it was
Pride?
Sick Brags.
Nope, not even close.
Yeah.
And it looks like Nathan electing to draw instead of Dredge there. I think he was just trying to hit Firestorm or something.
Right.
But I don't know if there's anything.
Yeah, I mean this is the
here.
point with Dredge where this is
I missed
the sad time of the game.
1, 2, 3, 4. They should be at 7.
My good friend Sasquatch chiming in the chat that wants to make out with me. So that won't be happening except in my dreams.
Yep. It's great.
Yeah.
Murder Crace, it was Justin Adams' house. I believe he still has any of those that I owned. I don't have them anymore. I don't know where they went.
That's nice. Ooh,
I see. I see.
This is the kind of game we're playing here.
Oh, well, this isn't sporting.
So this is probably a 1-of in the sideboard?
Oh, for sure. And
okay.
I believe the Miracle Trigger is on the stack.
That would be X equals 3.
Yeah, I'll adjust life totals.
I guess if you hit a 4 off of Counterbalance, that would counter that.
Correct.
But
that is
Nathan
the
unfortunately does not have that in play currently.
And instead, I think he's just going to take lethal.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage. Boy.
Ooh.
That was...
That was brutal.
That made that deck look pretty good.
Yeah, I think this deck has actually been, from what I can tell, tearing up Magic Online.
Yeah.
It's very popular on there. I think people on Magic Online in general have been playing a lot of Dig Through Time. Mm-hmm. I know this deck is very popular. Mono Blue Omniscience is very popular.
Yeah. the Grixis Delver deck is popular.
I think so. Just like Stoneblade,
Yeah.
like mid-range decks instead of like
Esper.
Delver Stoneblade.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the paper metagame has really gotten a chance to catch up because there haven't been as many big tournaments.
Yeah, there really haven't been that many. With the way that Star City Games has sort of downsized Legacy, then we just don't have these huge Legacy opens going on as often.
The interesting thing I think, or one of the interesting things with this setup is also like the day 2 tournaments where they have like a Legacy 5K. They're pretty big tournaments. They're usually like near 200 people.
Yeah.
The problem is, oftentimes those are 200 of not the strongest people who showed up for the weekend, because more often than not, the cream is also rising to the top in standard.
Yeah.
So we're maybe not seeing the best list that could get played.
Yeah, it's certainly an issue. Like you're necessarily going to be missing some swath of good players because of the way these 2-day tournaments go. It's not even though you will often see good players in the Legacy tournament. I think you're missing a hefty chunk. Is what it feels like, at least from where I'm sitting.
You want to bring it back to the booth?
I guess.
Yeah.
I think we'll get to see at least some nice Legacy action this weekend, the Invitational.
That's true. Although I listen to a lot of like Magic podcasts at work because my job is very solitary. It's just like me and a computer. But a lot of people have been talking about how they're really just like focusing on standard, and they're kind of just ignoring Legacy and just playing whatever they have been playing forever.
That's fair. I mean, it's a format that it's quite a bit more static than a format like Standard. Like Standard is much more volatile.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's easier to gain an edge in Standard.
Yeah. It's harder to predict what you're going to play against even in Legacy.
Yeah. Like for the most part, like what should you play? Probably a deck with Force of Will.
Yeah.
Theoretically, right?
Yeah. That's what all the good players think.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I would expect to play against a lot of Force of Will if I
That's
went to
true.
an Invitational. I don't think so. The times I have played in them, I think the only non-Force of Will decks I've played against are Elves.
Yeah.
I want to say.
I think a lot of like Elves doesn't actually show up as much there for whatever reason.
I played the Mirror at one Invitational. I played the Mirror once, and then every other deck I played besides that, I think 6 of the 8 decks I played against had Force of Will.
Sure.
One of them was Storm. The ones that didn't were Storm and Elves. Oh no, I lied. I played Elves twice that time. but yeah, it's I think when you sit down against your opponent, I would put them over 60% to beyond.
Yeah.
Like Force of Will. Some mid-range blue deck with maybe Sneak and Show. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of Stoneblade, a lot of Delver, and a lot of Sneak and Show.
Yeah, Delver is particularly popular. As we said, it's very popular in America in general.
Yeah.
Certainly much more popular in Europe, and it's I think always popular at Invitationals because there's this perception that the good players kind of play it.
Yeah.
And so players who maybe aren't as familiar with it,
familiar
with Legacy, because a lot of people who qualify for the Invitationals may have qualified just playing Standard.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really play much Legacy or something like that, so their friend will give them Rug Delver or something like that. Which I think the expectation is that it's not that hard of a deck, but it is a hard deck to play.
The margins you win so many of your games on are so slight with Rug Delver.
Yeah, it's really true.
If I were to hand someone who's a Standard player a deck and we're only trying to get them as best a record or as good of a record as possible, I'd probably give them Sneak and Show.
Yeah, I think so too. Did you read Drew Levin's article today about Legacy at the Invitational?
I skimmed it.
Yeah, I mean, but his main thing that he was talking about was about about deck selection, and one of his big points was that Are we good for round 2?
Do you know if Tony won?
Dini lost.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Master.
Let's put him on camera anyways.
Yeah. You don't want to wait till round 4? See how
Alright.
he's doing there?
All right, we'll wait.
He could be 2-1 then.
We'll wait.
Or it could be 0-2 drop.
Who won last round?
Ian with Esper Stoneblade.
Yeah.
There's Dominic with his Rug Delver deck that I lent him.
Oh.
Hoppin won up. Aggro beat Mazzini.
What is he playing Sneak and Show?
I don't know what Aggro's playing.
Oh, aggro. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what Hoppin's playing. I'm assuming he's not the normals.
Yeah.
So that's what he's playing.
Oh, yeah, he got a Judge Foil Mountain. So
I
I'm
saw
sure
that.
He wants to
Probably
try
playing
that.
Sneak and Show. I think
you
we should.
want.
Let's put on Ian. I like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Actually,
Yeah.
you get a lot of good games with Esper Stone. That's one of those things.
Games are
too.
always
You're
interactive.
gonna be treated by his foil, not foils, his
Well-
foils and his black border duels.
And his
Oh, yeah.
miscuts and like
Deck's
all-
beautiful.
yeah.
What were you saying?
Well, that's sort of like a perception that a lot of the good SCG players have. The grinders is like Stoneblade gives you a lot of play.
Yes.
And you get a lot of good games, which
Yeah,
is
you really
something people are actually like looking to get out of Legacy, frankly.
Yeah, the issue, of course, being that, if you sit down with Esper Stoneblade, there is no matchup where you are, like, locked to win. It just doesn't exist.
Not many.
No, you have to, like, every, like...
Goblins.
Okay, yeah, Goblins is probably very good.
It's very
for
hard
you.
to lose that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the combination of Swords to Plowshares, Stoneforge Mystic, and
Jitte and
Snapcaster
True
Mage.
Name.
Yeah, it's pretty tough for Goblins to come back from that sort of stuff. But, like, that's not a deck right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't even expect to play against Goblins.
Right. I've actually noticed that I think Esper Stoneblade is very, very good against Death and Taxes.
Yeah, you're a very similar deck.
You're doing a lot of the same things. They're more consistent than you. They have True Name to trump what you're doing, and they have Snapcaster is really good with swords. They also can have Supreme Verdict, which is very unfortunate.
And they also have basic lands.
Yeah,
Basic lands are great.
they can do a lot of damage. I think it's like slightly unfavorable for D&T.
I can see that.
Carries are up, man.
Oh, there.
Good job, Ned.
That's one thing.
Boozini.
Bye!
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
god! See, round 3.
There
It'll be
you
1
go.
and 1.
I got that turn 1 and that turn 2 last time. I got
Fantastic.
We're joined by
play force.
Anthony Zinni in the booth, who is going to the Pro Tour in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very excited.
He has no clue what to play, so you guys can all tell him.
You
Yeah.
guys can watch me be last place on the list.
Hey man, I have a friend who at his first Pro Tour went.
03 drop.
Nope, he didn't drop at 03.
09?
I think he 05. But then he lost playing for Top 8 his next Pro Tour.
Ooh. Is that
Spencer Grenier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very memorable match that he lost on camera.
It was a brutal one. It was a rough one to watch as a fan of
Were
his.
you watching it live?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That was rough. Whatever. Like you got top. I got like 18th at the Pro Tour. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
All
If
right.
anyone's not sure, he lost on camera. He was playing Abzan, and he
Yeah.
lost to what's his name?
Li Shiqian.
Yeah, Li Shijian playing Jeskai combo.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a brutal match.
Yeah.
In game 3 on the facing down lethal, he like peeled out of it in the last possible.
Slowly
Oh, yeah.
drawing.
Slow rolling both himself, us, and Spencer.
Yes.
All right. Looks like they're getting shuffled down there. Should we bring it down or should we wait?
You can bring it down while they shuffle up. Rave asked in the chat, are there any Mavericks tonight?
No.
Greg Pino is our resident Maverick player, and unfortunately, his work schedule recently is particularly brutal.
Sounds
So-
like it.
Yeah, so he's not gonna be able to make it for I think Thursdays for a while now until his schedule changes. Real life, stuff happens.
It stinks. Looks like Ian's gotten pared down. I believe that is we're running back Nathan here.
Oh, okay.
More Dredge.
Jeez.
Oh, I wanna watch that.
So it looks like
So we got Nathan here on the right.
yes. I don't know if this is good or bad for Nathan.
Well, Ian's playing, I think, Deathblade, actually. At least that's what he was playing
Oh,
on
yeah.
Monday.
that is usually what I play.
So it is a lot better because you have Deathright.
I believe. Let's see. We have this 0. I have to do. I'm doing all these fixes here. I think Ian won his first round though, right?
Yeah. We did get a little unlucky here, catching the pair down.
Yeah. Sorry to give you guys a repeat of the deck here, but you'll love to see Ian's beautiful deck.
Yeah, we also might get to see Dredge do its thing, get a good draw.
Yeah, Ian's draws were particularly uninspiring. Or sorry,
Nathan's,
Nathan's
yeah.
draws were particularly uninspiring. Though.
Totally.
Looks like we can. How do you stop this?
Yeah, you're good. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did it. I did everything.
The overlay. Good job.
All right. So it looks like we got a hand from Ian featuring Snapcaster, Wasteland, True Name. Didn't look like any blue producing lands there.
Yeah, I just saw Wasteland and what was the other one?
I think. All right. Bear with me.
Yeah.
I think that was the Riptide Laboratory.
Okay. Gotta rebuy those snaps.
Should I pull that one up?
Yes.
That's like a Riptide Laboratory for some
That is-
value.
Pure greed.
But it's real. But it's such beautiful value.
Mark chiming in the chat. Thank God for Phil because you actually keep track of the overlay.
Someone's got to do it.
I'm getting better.
Are you?
I'm not getting better.
Well, it would be hard for you to get worse.
Very good points. There's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be difficult if Ian doesn't have a Force of Will in his hand here. Looks like he's got Tropical Island, Swords to Plowshares, Wasteland, Flooded Strand. No way, that's Flooded Strand.
No, it does look like Flooded Strand.
I can't tell.
I feel like it's a new one, the foil.
That's crazy. He has new foils.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he has a smattering. Like he doesn't have like 4 of the same kind of card. He'll have like foreign black border this.
Yeah.
English foil this. Like I don't know.
All right, so it looks like we've got from Nathan. He's got the LED, and we've got Breakthrough.
Yeah.
So speaking of Dredge doing its thing, this is what Dredge wants to do.
Well, it's just careful study, right?
Oh, it is careful study. I thought it was Breakthrough. Yes, I'm mistaken.
Would be better.
Yeah, I agree. Draw 4 is better than draw 2.
Yeah.
But looks like we have Thug as our only dredger here.
Yeah. So the card there that Ian wanted is just Force of Will.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like Ian bricks on Force of Will in this hand. I think his first hand had it, but obviously didn't have anything else.
And do you
playable.
think Nathan probably voted red mana there with the LED?
I would be stunned if he did not.
Yeah, and he did indeed hit a Faithless Looting, which he can flash back. This is all, remember, on turn 1. So this is the reason you play Dredge.
Yeah. Yes.
This kind of hand.
I love it. This is like I people often use the argument that that Dredge is like not Magic, and I agree. That I think Adam Prozac once described it that Dredge is the most Magic. It is more Magic than other decks because of
people just aren't comfortable with how much it is.
Yeah, it's just so much Magic.
Yeah.
It's what makes Magic awesome is that you can fight on different axes.
Right.
No other game can do this.
This is true.
In any effective sort of way, and that's what makes this so sweet.
It's sort of akin. The most like vague imitation I can think of is like the knuckleball in baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like throwing convention completely out the window.
Yeah, and you're doing.
It
You're
can
doing
still be
different.
effective though in its special way.
Man, this was a phenomenal series of dredges here for Nathan. He hit 3 Narcomoebas, and 2 bridges.
This is the way you want to do things.
Yep, and he is going to just shred Ian's hand.
Yeah.
Certainly not going to name Force of Will here, given that Ian did not Force of Will the Careful Study or the LED. He's got...
Ooh.
Yes?
Pino in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg.
Not here in person, but here in voice.
Well, waking up at 4 a.m. will make you not want to be here till
Yeah,
11.
probably.
I'm interested to see what Nathan names here. What do you think he names?
Swords to Plowshares?
Well, it doesn't matter
Okay.
because Ian conceded.
Whatever.
I think that's a prudent play. Ian just protecting information here.
Yeah.
Like it's certainly possible that Nathan is not aware that what Ian's playing.
Yeah.
And you might as well, if Ian's hand has no way of winning, which it's reasonably likely that it doesn't. Conceding there is very wise.
It is relevant since it's, a local tournament, only like 16 players. Most of us know what each other plays.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I'd say like 2/3 of us really only have like 1 or 2 decks.
Yeah.
The other people, move around a lot.
Yeah.
But
infinite cards.
Ian has infinite cards. He still always plays Deathblade.
Yes.
Everyone knows this. I've never seen him play a different Legacy deck.
No. Every time it's always Deathblade. It's always built in a way that only he would build the deck.
Yeah, he likes to build it to beat fair matchups, I think.
Yes, like he often has. I know there's always like at least like one Sensei's top.
Yeah.
There's like only a couple Bobs, I think.
He plays Lingering Souls too.
Yeah,
Like he had it in his hand there, and it's like comically bad.
Oh yeah, horrific.
Obviously.
But plus side, he's got sideboard cards, and white particularly usually has very good sideboard cards.
Yeah.
Not to go along with the death rights that we know he has.
Yeah. He probably can't board Rest in Peace because of Death Right?
Probably not. But I would be surprised if he didn't have like maybe Surgical or Grafdigger's Cage.
I think that was Surgical. I think he fingered by it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Looks like he's boarding out a lot of his just discard spells. Also, he has Stoneforge Mystic, which is phenomenal against Dredge.
Taking out.
Lingering Souls.
I did see a rest in peace there.
Oh, it looks like he does a rest in peace.
Two of them.
Oh, yeah.
So he's put all his sideboard cards in his deck. Now he's choosing what he's taking out.
The most effective way to conceal what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I always like doing that and then noticing that my opponent has not looked up once at me.
Yeah.
I like, shuffle in my whole sideboard, pull out 15 cards, look, and like as soon as I shuffle it in, I look up and they're just like not paying attention to me at all. It's pretty
Just
enjoyable.
looking at the sky.
Yeah, doing their own thing,
Yeah.
It's fine. It's completely fine. But we'll see how much more difficult it is for Nathan to win these post-board games.
Mark wants us to open up. Sorry, Mark was telling us to do something.
Sure.
Open up the Logitech controller on the desktop. Mark thinks that I know things. Maybe he's assuming Phil knows things. Also, I hate Windows. Oh, Logitech. And then click what? No.
Is it this one?
I don't know. Maybe go back here. What did he say? It was the autofocus we need to turn off?
Let's see. We're working on it.
Oh, yep.
Nailed it.
Wow. I think that I would have never figured that out.
Nope. Thank God I'm here. I'm on top of it.
I think I would have died before figuring that out. Or at least given up.
Yeah. I think at one point Ian told me, it looks like our players have, I believe they've kept their hands. Ooh, looks like, I don't know if Nathan's kept his yet. Yeah, he's going to mulligan.
No lander.
No lander with LED, so very cold to Force of Will.
Very all in.
Yeah. I mean, if he resolves LED, he's probably in pretty excellent shape.
Right.
But, looks like Ian's kept his hand. I see a couple lands, a Brainstorm.
2 Snapcasters. It looks like he's very reliant on swords being good against Nathan's draw.
Yeah. I mean, usually it is.
Yeah, if they're Icarid heavy draw.
Icarid heavy or very reliant on Narcomoeba.
Yeah.
Just the old still in your draw step, swords
Yeah.
your Narcomoeba is usually a very reliable play against
Right.
them.
Yeah, it's very important to make that play if you have it open to you.
Looks like, I like this hand a lot for Nathan. He's got a land and 3 cyclers. Three draw twos.
Just want to call out some people who followed recently. Blind Craziness and Zingistend.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much. And I'll chime in again that we're going to be doing a raffle of an MTG Card Market playmat, which you can see on the tables right now. We're going to be raffling that off after round 3 or during the early part of round 4. So just a couple rounds away here.
Mm-hmm. So Nathan has Careful Study and 2 Faithless Lootings in his hand.
Okay.
But he's leading with the Putrid Imp. How do you feel about that?
It's I mean, maybe he's trying to bait swords
That's certainly possible here. Just try and get that out of the way.
on a mulligan,
I think maybe the idea is that he wants to cast his draw twos when he already has a Dredger in his yard.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I guess that would make sense.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
All right, so Ian going to cast Brainstorm on Nathan's end step. I like not being conservative with that.
Uh-huh.
In this matchup, it's so much less about getting value and so much more about just seeing your hate cards.
Totally.
So Ian casting that end step Brainstorm, but unfortunately only drawing a couple lands.
Yeah, at least he has the fetch to clear the top.
Yeah, I would assume that the Batter Skull that's in his hand.
Goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You really want to put that into play with Stoneforge in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so it looks like we're still in upkeep, and
Wow.
Ian's going to Swords this Putrid.
See?
Getcha. Take that one.
Did
Gain
Nathan
that
have
one
a
back.
Dredger discard? He did.
Yes, he did. He still discarded the Stinkweed Imp.
Yeah, so that's a pretty... It's kind of a blowout in favor of Nathan there.
Yeah, it works out pretty well for him. I mean, it certainly benefited from Ian not having Forcible here.
Yeah. I mean, Ian having Snapcaster, I think he has the 3rd land, right?
I believe so.
So, like, next turn he is going to be able to rebuy swords, but it's going to be more expensive, so he won't be able to do anything else with his turn in all likelihood. So, I think that exchange is pretty positive for Nathan.
I'm wondering when exactly this is happening and if Ian's doing... I think he's going to cast a Brainstorm.
I think it's just on his own turn.
Actually, I think this is in upkeep, and he's trying to Brainstorm into Surgical.
Oh, sure.
Let's see if he hits here. That would be...
How many copies do you think he's playing? 2?
I would be surprised if he's playing that many. That's a lot.
1 or 2?
Especially with the Rest in Pieces.
Oh, right.
But he's just going to Brainstorm,
He did hit a Deathrite.
Deathrite's good, but it's going to be a little slow. He needs a full 2 turns until that
It's
actually
also,
gets active here.
it looks like he's looking at a lot of lands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he has no more fetch from what it seems like. So really, Ian's just going to have what he has in hand to work with for the next few turns.
It's potentially going to be very awkward. And Nathan hitting no therapies, it looks like, but 1 Narcomoeba and a couple Dredgers, which is going to be really excellent to go along with these draw 2s. I think he's going to lead with, I think, Faithless Looting?
Probably. Hits like thunder also. Thank you very much for following.
I'm not sure which one is like the optimal one to lead with. I honestly don't think it matters very much.
It probably doesn't.
Like, they're probably all just going to do the exact same thing.
Right.
Dredge a million cards and then put those Dredgers back in your graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there could be a situation like we saw last round where Ned boarded in Hydroblast.
Yeah.
It's very corner case, though.
Agreed. So it looks like Nathan casting the Careful Study and hitting a better Dredger than the Golgari Thug in Grave Troll.
Yep.
It looks like we did find at least 1 therapy there. And we'll see what he wants to discard here. I'm assuming it's going to be that Grave Troll and maybe the Imp.
Sure.
We'll see what else he has in his hand, if he has any like bridges or something he wants to get rid of. Nope. Looks like Imp and Grave Troll.
All right, Nathan considering his options here. Oh boy.
All right. Where I think he's just gonna end up flashing back this therapy here. I mean, he has what? 1 bridge currently.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, 1 zombie's not great, but I think waiting is fine. I mean, he has like 2 more Careful Studies in his hand.
Yeah, he's
effectively.
setting up for more explosive turns.
Yeah. I mean, this does leave him a little colder to rest in peace. If Ian happens to find that, but I think it's pretty clear at this juncture that Ian's a little cold on interactive cards.
Also, Snap Swords on the Narcomoeba could be pretty good this turn, I think.
That might be his best play. I mean, it's that or just Snap Brainstorm and try and hit Rest in Peace as soon as
He
possible.
has Deathrite, but I guess the ship has kind of sailed on Deathrite, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, at this late in the game, like, so usually when you have Deathrite early,
Yeah.
you can go for specific pieces. Like, you can either, specifically hit Dredgers
Right.
before they have a chance to draw them, or you can just take out all the Icarids.
But now there's too much redundancy.
Yeah, there are too many things you need to Deathrite,
Yeah.
I think.
He needs to catch up all at once with something like Rest in Peace.
Oh, wow. Nathan has a Breakthrough in his hand.
Ooh.
I mean,
okay.
Breakthrough, I believe it's a break. I could just be wrong, and that could be a...
You have been wrong once.
and I will be wrong again. All right, looks like we're in. Looks like Ian just gonna pass. Nathan gonna upkeep return this Icarid, exiling the Thug, and now he's gonna see if he can go to his draw step, and he'll probably dredge the Troll. I think Ian's thinking about stopping him, thinking about just like swordsing. I think this is where he might just swords this Icarid instead.
Yeah.
I don't hate that play. I think that would be.
No, it's defensible.
It would take away some resources, but I think he's still gonna be really under the button. That is a breakthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems good.
So here's the Grave Troll flipping another therapy, looting, Narcomoeba, breakthrough, Faithless Looting, and Cephalid Coliseum.
Not bad.
Do you think? We haven't seen any sideboard cards. Do you think Nathan mulligan at all? Oh, sorry, sideboard at all?
Maybe 1 card.
Like Nature's Claim? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's playing like Chain of Vapor either.
Maybe. Usually less is more when
Yeah.
it comes to Dredge sideboarding.
Yeah, like with all combo decks, and especially one like this, there are only so many cards you can really bring in.
Yeah.
Sort of mess with the construction of your deck. When the ratios start to go off, then your deck just starts to function much worse.
Right. Looks like we are still in the draw step, perhaps, that Ian stopped.
I don't.
Maybe we moved past it.
I think we're past it.
So he's giving...
Oh yeah, I think we're getting a bridge count right here,
Ah.
just 1. And Nathan just trying to decide what he wants to do here.
Yeah, because if he moves past the draw step, he's giving Nathan the opportunity to flashback some stuff with therapy. But looks like Ian's okay with this, and Nathan's going to cast Faithless Looting.
We're gonna have a dredge of a Stinkweed.
You want to bring up looting.
No. There are 2 O's in it.
Ooh, Mark's heading out. So, Mark, have a good night. I would say that I'll see you on Monday, but I'll probably see you before Monday.
Bye. He'll take to everyone later? That's not how you say that.
Yeah, Mark can't spell.
Or speak. apparently.
He can. Yeah, you're right.
So we got a couple dredges from Nathan. I think he drew off the second one. I don't think he had the City of Brass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he just drew off of the second
Sure,
one.
if he doesn't feel like he needs more.
Makes sense to me. I mean, the second land's pretty excellent here, and now he's just going for the breakthrough.
Right.
Ian gonna give that one a read. Breakthrough. I'll pull up breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Breakthrough's a sweet card.
Yeah, very weird card in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah, that's the weird art that I don't get. There we go.
Yeah,
The art on this one's phenomenal.
it's very good.
But yeah, this is sort of the most explosive card in the Dredge deck.
That is the look that a lot of opponents get when they play against Dredge.
Yep. Like, especially when this card resolves.
Right.
All right, so looks like this is where we're going to see the Snapcaster, and we're going to see a Brainstorm. I think he's just going to try and hit Force of Will here.
Sure.
So we see the Tundra,
There it is.
we see Force, and we see Wasteland.
Ian bringing his hands together somewhat excitedly there.
I mean, it's good, but I think this is more of the, Band-Aid
Yeah.
Band-Aid on the dam type thing.
Totally.
It's going to be it's going to be hard to stop all the bleeding here, with all the things that Nathan has going on. Like, he still has, he's going to get a lot of value off these creatures here. I wonder if I'm probably not going to attack with the Icarid here. I don't think I would. I think I would just hold back the Icarid to get a free zombie,
Sure.
and just attack with Narcomoeba.
Yeah, because you don't want your bridges getting nerfed.
Yeah, you only have one bridge there, but I don't think you need to just,
Bridge, sorry.
yeah, I don't think you need to just lose your bridge for nothing here.
Right. For no damage even.
Yeah, when you can just get a zombie instead for
Right.
like you're gonna this is gonna happen anyway, so might as well just get
Yep.
your free zombie and move
Looks
along.
like Nathan agrees with you.
Yep. And that's gonna be the end of his turn. So Ian's in a really tough spot here, especially because he knows he's not drawing a good spell this turn.
Yeah, he really needed to draw more action off of these brainstorms, or at least fetch lands to clear. But looks like this turn is going to be pretty anemic for him. I think he has another... No, he doesn't even have another Snapcaster. He just has the Death right now.
And doesn't have to make a tough decision here.
Yeah.
They're both City of Brass.
Yeah, and looking at a pair of black bordered Tundras in his hand.
Oof. As pretty as they are, I'm assuming he'd rather they were anything else.
Great. Just throw them out.
Get rid of them. I don't want them.
Yeah.
All right, so Nathan upkeep going to get back his Icarid. It is at least worth mentioning that Nathan does need to provide at least a better clock this turn. If he flips a couple bridges here, I think he's going to be sort of all set.
Right.
Looks like let's see, 5 and 6. Nope. Still one bridge.
Yeah, well, these Narcomoebas are going to beat down.
Yeah, they're going to get in there, but this is a pretty anemic clock, and I think that Death Right's going to get that Icarid out of there
Yeah.
probably as soon as possible.
Maybe this is the point where you actually do start swinging with the Icarid and Zombie token into the Snapcaster?
I don't think you do it yet. I think you
Yeah.
still wait. I think you just get. I think there's just too little value in doing it. Like you're just doing it for 2 damage or 3 damage, I would say.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna block the zombie.
Okay.
And I think then you're just sacrificing your zombie for nothing. I'd rather just either cast a therapy. I mean, you probably have to assume that Ian has good cards. We know he doesn't.
Yeah.
But casting, I would either cast therapy or nothing this turn and just get a zombie.
It's like Nathan deciding what to name here.
I feel like it's tempting to name a card like Supreme Verdict.
Probably. One of the few cards that really catches him up.
For sure. And he gets to show him 2 beautiful Tundras.
Yeah, pretty good. We did see that Ian had a copy of Engineered Explosives in the deck.
That'd be a
as well.
solid. It'd be a solid draw.
It'd be okay. Not amazing on this board.
No, especially because if you cast it for, you probably just want to hold it and maybe cast it for 0 eventually. I think you're definitely in an awkward spot if you draw it. You have to make a critical decision at least. It looks like he's just gonna eat that Icarid right away.
Yeah.
This is again, it's going to be this Death Ride versus the world here. Nathan's still going to be able to dredge 5 cards this turn. He still has 3 more bridges in his deck.
Yeah, that's the looming. Like one of these dredges is probably just gonna hit 2 bridges.
Yeah, and from there he gets to flashback one of these therapies, and things get real awkward from there. Just putting Ian immediately under the gun to draw a card like Explosives. But this is not the one.
All right, there's one.
We hit 1 bridge. So we've got 2 bridges now.
2 in the yard.
I think I would be happy to sack one of these Narcomoebas for 2 zombies at this point.
Totally. After attacks, obviously.
Yes. Get in there for 3.
I like how Nathan's played this game.
I agree. Yeah, he's been pretty conservative, and I think that's been really helpful for him.
Yeah.
I think I would consider. I guess you don't really need to. I was going to say he might want to therapy himself this turn, but I don't even think it matters. I mean, he has another. I think he's going to do it.
Yeah. Looks like he's targeting Ian.
I guess not. I was going to say he doesn't really need to target himself because he has another troll in his yard.
Sure.
He doesn't hit any other Icarids either. Oh, great. Basic swamp.
Whatever he named does not matter.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, Ian knew that swamp was there from the brainstorm. This is,
Yeah.
I think, the first card he doesn't know about here.
Yeah.
And now he's, going to play the swamp. Is that just a normal foil swamp?
I think it might be miscut. You know, it's like further down.
All right, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I believe that is invasion art, if I'm not mistaken.
What do you think he's going to do with this death right? Yeah.
He wants to disfigure it, but
That would be ideal. If Ian could draw his own Cabal therapy, that would be perfect. He could sack that Snapcaster, get rid of 2 bridges, be happy.
Yeah.
Especially the downside here is he could eat this Grave Troll, but that's not even that good. I
don't think hitting dredgers at this point even matters.
No,
Probably hitting
it's the
therapies
bridges.
would be better.
don't even think. I think you wait for Icarids.
Oh. Okay.
You know that Nathan still has 3 more Icarids in his deck, so
Is Icarid even that good though? You have the Snapcaster to block. Do you think
it's
he's just gonna get overwhelmed?
Oh, but I think the zombies are going to become a really big problem soon. But he's just going to go after Grave Troll.
Whenever he does trade Snapcaster for an Icarid, though, he's gonna hit the bridges.
True, but Nathan will still get potentially
10 zombies.
at least 2 zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a Dredge for 5 here. Flipping Colosseum. There's 1 Icarid.
Troll.
Oh, still 2 bridges in his deck. Not that many cards left in his deck.
That might
Yeah.
be enough, though. That might be enough. He doesn't need any more.
Lich in the chat asks if there are any live vintage streams around. I haven't seen any yet. Just Vintage Super League, but that's obviously not live. Well,
I mean, that's live.
it's live, but it's
not paper.
It's online. Yeah.
Yeah, if you mean paper, then I would assume the only vintage thing you would find is Vintage Weekend.
Okay.
Or sorry, Eternal Weekend.
Yeah.
But
That
beyond
is
that,
pretty sweet.
it's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
Only once a year, though.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it works.
They also stream the Bazaar Moxen, don't they?
I think
Yes,
so.
they do.
Yeah. So that has a vintage tournament that's pretty big.
And 1 therapy.
All right, so Nathan gonna therapy here, get 2 more zombies. We'll see if he's targeting himself or Ian. And Ian, doing him a favor, drawing basic islands.
Yeah. Basics are great.
He has only drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands this turn.
Well, that's why you put him in the deck.
Yep.
To flood.
To flood. All right, so it looks like he's gonna work hard. Yeah, he's gonna eat that Icarid immediately, and I think
Alright.
that's a prudent play.
Fine. Phil knows something.
It's pretty rare. Oh yeah, here we go. The library account from the Dredge player.
Yeah.
I mean, the downside here is that he could just keep beating down. Like these 4 zombies might just be enough to win the game.
Right. He's not going to be able, what? How many cards do you think that was? 10 or something?
Something like that. Like
He probably can't dredge again.
he might be able to dredge. I don't know.
Once?
He could dredge a Thug. I think.
Okay.
I don't think he can dredge Grave Troll.
Sure.
I think Thug gives him 7 more turns or something like that. So
Something.
maybe 5. 5
Yeah.
is more than enough.
Looks like he's doing exactly that.
Nailed
This
it.
might be 2 bridges.
There's at least
It's
one.
one, so that's
Alright.
3.
3 seems great, and he's going to be able to flashback a therapy here and get 3 zombies. And I think does he have 2 therapies in his yard still? I think he does.
So it looks like an attack for 2 from the Narcomoebas here, and this is probably the turn where Nathan's going to try to make a huge army.
Yeah, you just name engineered explosives or something here.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean,
Or
you
Supreme
could-
Verdict.
Yeah, either. I think he might have 2
sorry.
therapies in the yard.
Oh, we're sorry, but we know he has nothing because he played.
He drew
the,
Bob.
He played the Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely missed the Bob.
Well-
It's right there. It's Japanese foil. I should see it.
I guess so. That does give Ian 2 shots at finding either a verdict or an engineered explosives.
Yeah. I think Nathan's currently considering whether he should flash or someone back. It's very all in if you do.
It is.
And Ian's not at a low life total. I mean, 15 is sizable, and plus he's going to be able to activate Death Right again.
So say there's something like Supreme Verdict. How do the triggers work with that and Bridge?
Nathan stacks them.
Okay, so Nathan will be able to get his tokens
Correct.
if he stacks it correctly. Okay.
Correct. Like it's the same as if if he attacks an Ichorid into Snapcaster and it blocks.
Okay.
Then he goes put the Exile trigger on the bottom and then put the Make a Zombie trigger on top,
Sure.
and that'll work favorably for him.
Okay.
Looks like he's just gonna do it. He's gonna. I think he's gonna target himself. Isn't he?
PG8 says that's wrong.
What's wrong?
Unless he's saying something in the chat is wrong.
Looks like he drew Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge Mystic, not a terrible draw. I mean,
It might be too late.
he can hardcast Batterskull this turn.
Might not be too late. It might get overwhelmed.
Will it though? I mean,
I don't know.
zombies are good, but 4/4 lifelink is also good.
Sorry, I didn't see. What did he hit off of the?
Stoneforge Mystic.
Off of the off of the Bob?
Yeah.
Okay. So lost 2 life, or you already do that? Okay. Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
I think you get Batterskull here though.
Yeah, I think Jit's the time for Jit has passed. Like Jit is very good against Dredge, but
Yeah. Oh, it's it's going to be excellent. But I think Batterskull is just going to do more work here. He could just
Right.
tap 5 mana, put that into play. I mean, Nathan has to you have blind brought an Ancient Grudge and then also flip it.
or Nature's Claim.
Nature's Claim does get him.
We haven't seen him flip or Dredge any sideboard cards yet.
True. I don't think he's sideboarded this.
Yeah.
I want to point out, look at all these lands doing work. All these lands for Ian, tapping for all the mana you need.
PGA chimes in that they're barely paying attention, so...
Great advice. Thank you. Got a new follower here.
Ooh, C3P. Thank you very much. Or maybe that's
Pope?
Pope.
I think it's
C3
Pope.
Pope.
All right, we got an Ichorid coming back here.
Also, Lizigs, thank you for following.
I wonder what Nathan can do in this spot. I mean,
He's lost all his flyers.
yeah, no flyers is an issue. I mean, he has a million zombies. Let's see. I don't think he has... It looks like he's not playing any Dread Returns in his main deck.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that... I saw in the last game that he boarded in Elishnorn, so he certainly has them in the 75. But I think this is going to be tough. So if he swings all out... Let's do some math.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, okay. Well,
So he thinks he has it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 attackers.
Yeah. You can block
5.
5. So taking 12, but gaining 4.
This
so
will not be a lethal attack.
Yeah, it doesn't look like lethal.
I don't even know if Ian needs to block with his Deathrite. He might not have to because... Oh, no, he's tapped out, so he can't gain 2 life with it.
Yeah.
I still don't think he needs to block with it. Let's see. One of the zombies will get blocked by... the last thing you want to do here is kill the Ichorid, because the Ichorid will give him more zombies.
Yeah.
If you can avoid blocking Ichorid, that will be beneficial. Then he could just block one with Snapcaster, one with Stoneforge. Stoneforge doesn't really have much value anymore. Ideally, I think you want to keep Deathrite, but it doesn't matter too much here.
No, so few cards left in Nathan's deck. Like, he's not actually going to be able to produce many more zombies even at this point.
No. Looks like he is going to block the Ichorid.
Another thing Ian can do next turn is move the Batterskull over, which will also get rid of all the bridges.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think the bridges are going to be gone anyways because some of his guys are in
point.
that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right now, we have 7 zombies coming through.
Sure. So taking 14 but gaining 4.
Yeah, so only taking 10 to 3.
Yeah.
I think I would block slightly differently. I don't think you want to block this Ichorid. I think you want to switch Ichorid and a zombie.
Okay.
And that's the only change I would make.
Oh, because he's gonna get a trigger off of the Ichorid, but not.
Correct.
Yeah. If it died at the end of the turn, it wouldn't, because all the bridges are gonna be gone.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that analysis.
Yeah.
Good job, Phil.
No problem. So Ian gonna go to 3 here. Nathan gonna lose a bunch of zombies, get 3 more zombies. I think the intention here is that there's gonna be maybe a lethal attack next turn.
Mm-hmm. Nathan pulling out the bridges because Ian had a couple creatures die.
Mm-hmm. Still has 1 more bridge in his deck, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to dredge. He's gonna take a damage here. Down to 15. I think he's going to cast is that a Putrid Imp? Yep. A Putrid Imp that definitely cannot block.
Yeah.
I think he has Threshold.
I agree.
Can confirm?
Yes.
All right. Let's see what Ian draws for turn. Looks like
Brainstorm.
perfect draw.
It's okay.
It's pretty rare. It's pretty rare that you're sad to draw that card in a top deck situation.
And I think he has a Flooded Strand in his hand.
He does.
Not that this game is necessarily going to last many more turns because of Nathan's small library, but
I think Ian may be able to grind this one out. I mean, I think this block may have cost him the game, honestly.
sure.
He's only going to be able to gain 4 life, his 6 life this turn.
Interesting.
After
well,
the Death Rite
you
activation?
can attack.
If you're Nathan, do you double block? Probably not, because then he just moves on to the Death Rite.
Yeah. Let's see what he finds here. Or found.
Toxic Deluge would be a nice draw. I agree with the chat.
So Nathan does not block. Nothing to be gained there.
Yeah, I think blocking is not a winning proposition. Ian just immediately going to eat the Icarid. Going to 9.
Interesting that he's not waiting. Oh, I guess, yeah.
He can't really let him have the
Yeah.
Icarid, I think.
That's a good point.
Nathan has really no choices to make here. He's just going to draw his card. Like, he could, dredge here, but that would probably put him way too close to dead.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It seemed like Nathan was out of it, and Ian had stabilized, but Nathan realized that an alpha attack there was actually fine for him.
Yeah.
He can grind through the batter skull.
I think he made the right call there, just going all in.
Shove.
And I believe this is still going to be a lethal attack. I know Ian at least saw a Swords to Plowshares, but I don't believe that will be enough. The Putrid Imp currently has flying, too, because he's got to discard a card. Even with the Swords to Plowshares, I'm going to gain let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that's 14. Yep,
that's game.
It's going to be lethal.
Crazy. Ian looking at all the stuff he couldn't draw.
Unfortunate.
He did draw a lot of lands.
You did, yeah. I got to say, it probably did not help that he drew 9 or 10 lands that
Yeah,
game.
for a legacy deck.
Oh, yeah, that's
cantrips.
excessive.
It's very unlikely.
I've had those situations sometimes when playing both of the decks I play, where you just have every mana producing land in play.
So you got to play a deck where you kind of want to draw more lands.
High Tide?
No.
I guess, well, 8 of your lands are also spells.
Yeah.
All right.
For every planes you draw, as long as you draw a port with it, it's fine.
That's true. If you could just glue those together, I think you'd have a pretty good deck.
Yeah.
At some point. Mono white control.
Yeah, held together by glue.
Yeah, thank you, Thalia.
Yeah.
The glue.
And goodness.
Yeah, that's
Gotta be a good guy.
for sure. But yeah, that was sweet. I got to see sort of the flip side of what was going on with Dredge. I think Nathan had very anemic draws in the first round. We didn't really see the deck do much.
Yeah, game 1 was close to a nut draw.
Yeah.
Basically, more or less a nut draw. And game 2, obviously, Ian's deck wasn't really cooperating, but Nathan putting out still a perfectly good start out of Dredge.
I think if Ian makes slightly different blocks there,
Maybe it'll survive.
it's still bad. It's still really
bad. He
bad.
had so many zombies at that point.
Yeah, he had lots of zombies. He was still gonna have to exile that Icarid just to not let it attack
3
him.
more points.
So he couldn't move the Batter Skull onto his Death Rite, which I think was what he wanted to do.
It's interesting. So the thing with the Icarid, so he's saving 3 points of damage by exiling it and gaining 2. So I guess that's a 5-point swing.
Yeah.
If he lets it come back, he can block with the Death Rite. So that's saving.
It's only 4.
2 or 3 and gain 2. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's one more life point, and it's
And your Death Rite also is surviving.
Yeah, and I think you're operating on very small margins in this scenario, anyways. What decks tonight? So we have Rug Delver. I believe Kyle. I'm just gonna say Sneak and Show.
Yeah, probably.
We have Sneak and Show. We have the Grixis Pyromancer deck. We have Jund with Goblin Rabblemaster.
Lost round 1. Got a bye in round 2. So.
I believe we have Maverick. I think Nathan's playing Maverick. Nathan Mullins.
No, he borrowed Death and Taxes from me. Oh, if Nathan's doing well, we have him on camera.
So we have Death and Taxes. We have.
I never get to commentate about that deck.
Oh, you're just so excited. It's so giddy.
I'm kind of excited.
Is Jason playing Ad Nauseam?
No, he's playing a fair deck. He asked me to borrow 2 WUBRGxyz.
Those go in ad nauseum.
I don't know. He said he trade. Well, I don't think they go in Doomsday.
They don't go. He's not playing Doomsday.
And that's, I think, why he doesn't own them. He said he traded them away.
Unreal. What else do we have? Hey Ned, what other decks are out there?
And what's your record?
Oh, Kingsley's playing Storm. Kingsley's playing Storm.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm not for sure. I mean, as you know, Nathan's borrowing your deck.
Is he winning or losing?
I just beat him.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And then I didn't see what else is out there, but I'll take a scout around.
That matchup seems good for D&T.
Bonfire
Am I
of the
crazy?
Damned.
Oh, yeah, and Sudden Demise.
My sideboard is Bonfire of the Damned, Southern Demise, 2 Engineered Explosives, a Toxic Deluge, and a Massacre, 2 Smasher Smithereens, and a Pithing Needle.
What?
Sorry, Greg. You can't win.
This is why I commentate locally. This shit doesn't happen at opens.
It's Bonfire and Sudden Demise.
He just
And
named
Toxic
like 9
Deluge.
sideboard cards.
3 rats. 3 rats. As if like 1 or 2 wasn't enough. And Young Pyromancer.
Did you lose game 1, Ned?
No.
Oh,
I have
alright.
Bonfire of the Damned as main deck.
What?
Bonfire!
Not okay.
Woo!
I have a Jace, 4 Brainstorms, 4 Ponders. I'm gonna miracle a Bonfire against the Fair Creature deck.
A man defeated.
Yeah.
Right here.
At least I wasn't playing.
Yeah,
I would have found a way.
Yeah, you just draw all
probably
your
would.
Mother of Runes and you just pro-red everything,
Yeah.
and then you lose your Mother of Runes.
God.
Yeah, I know there's a... I do know there's an ad nauseum deck, because Kevin borrowed my lands.
Yeah.
I'm not certain what else we got, but, sound off in the chat.
That means Nathan's 1-1 though.
Yeah, we do have a death in taxes there. I do love a nice miracle though. Just
Yeah.
the old lay it out there. Like the greatest greatest magic gif of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever be topped. It's just perfect. Just the LSV's look and just like it's the most upsetting face I've ever seen.
There was so much time that passed between him and Kibler in that look.
Yeah, there's
so many words are said.
He's just staring at him. Kibler's just looking and looks at him, and it's just
It was
it's
just like flashbacks
brutality.
to they've been playing the game so long. It's like so many bad beats just magnified all into one moment.
The baddest beat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's wonderful. I mean, obviously, it sucks for American Magic, whatever, but oh my god, it's worth it
Yeah.
for that just glorious moment.
Scout around for you guys.
For sure.
Thanks, Ned.
Thank you. But yeah, I think we'll be able to get some sweet decks on here. I think it seems to be we have a fair amount of combo in Delver.
Yeah. So I'm curious if anyone in the chat is going to play some Legacy tomorrow at the Invitational.
Oh yeah, but if you're playing the Invitational, let us know.
Yeah, we want to know what you're playing.
Yeah,
tell everyone.
We need to spread intel.
Yeah.
Actually,
Neither of us are playing, so don't worry.
I did not fly to Richmond. Too far.
In the past.
Too much money.
You probably would have already had to be going there.
Yeah, I'd be gone. I think. Friday tournaments.
Yeah.
I do remember. I loved. So I'm when I was working in Boston, whenever there was like an invitational or a pro tour, Fridays were not productive.
Yeah.
Just
It's gonna be the same for me tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as it hits noon, it's just hope my work is done.
Yeah.
That stream is turning on immediately.
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to ask for work from home. I'm sick.
Oh, you sound terrible. I don't know.
So awful.
Yeah, you should look out for your
Just
health.
congestion. I think I value Pro Tours a little more highly because usually there's more innovation. But this also being the first tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complete swap from what it's usually at the very end of a cycle, and you get to see just like it's more about tuning.
Yeah.
But this is just completely new.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to see all the decks out there, and since I'm playing, I didn't want to be like viciously scouting people. Like, what are you on? What are you on? But
That's
like,
the point.
what I saw was, I know Bob Agra's on Painter.
Okay.
Kingsley's on Storm. Borgo's on Dredge. I didn't see what Ian was on.
Okay.
Ian's on Esper.
Okay.
Oh,
Esper,
yeah.
Like Esper Deathblade or Esper Stoneblade. Chuck is on Bomberman.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I loaned him my LEDs.
That might be worth checking out. I don't know what Bomberman is.
Auriac
But-
Salvagers.
Yeah, you
Okay.
wanna pull that up.
Let's
That
pull
gem.
up. Let's pull up the combo.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
so-
Infinite mana combo, and Chuck showed me his deck.
I think
last
what he does is he eventually draws his entire deck with
With
Tassiger and then he can just like
Pyrite Spellbomb,
bolt
anything.
you over and over
He
again.
can bolt you a million times. He'll just that's sweet. Yeah, Bomberman not been seen in a long time. But the combo, for those unaware, you get Auric Salvagers. Well, it used to be with Black Lotus, but we can't play with that card. So instead, it's Auric Salvagers plus LED means you make infinite mana.
Yep.
Downside, you make infinite mana and you have no cards in hand because of what Lion's Eye Diamond says. You have
Yeah.
to discard your hand as a cost. So the combo that Chuck has together is that he's making a million mana, but he has Tasigur in play as well.
Yeah.
Once he has Tasigur in play with a million mana, he just activates Tasigur over and over again, puts his entire deck in his hands, and then bolts his opponent a million times.
Yeah, one of the nice things about Tasigur, you don't draw any of the cards, you
Yeah.
just put them into the graveyard, so you can have 0 cards, keep activating it, putting no cards in the graveyard,
Yeah.
you put all the cards into your hand.
Build your own Enter the Infinite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is a 3-card Enter the Infinite.
But you don't have a card left on the top of your deck.
Oh, that's
fine.
correct.
Thank
Oh,
you.
And then
Thank you.
speaking
Expert
of
analysis.
having no cards in your deck, Jason is on Doomsday, I believe.
Is he?
No.
No,
Is
I don't
he
think.
not?
No, I don't
He
think.
told me he
is.
was playing a fair deck today.
Is he? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Then I just thought he was on
Yeah.
Doomsday.
It's probably just the collection of lands that he may have had
Yeah,
to play.
okay, never mind.
Commander Mouse, you could flashback Devil's Play, but then you put Devil's Play in your deck.
Yeah.
I think putting cards like Bolt, the kill used to be with Pyrite Spellbomb because you could just constantly, once you have infinite mana, you start recurring that with Auric Salvager's ability. But Tasigur seems like definitely a sweeter angle to the deck because it's just a good card.
Yeah. Just hold off creatures in the ground for a while.
Yeah.
Block Batter Skull, like buy you some time
You,
maybe.
you don't necessarily need to combo once you have Tasigur in play. Like you just have a 4/5.
Right.
There's also a non-Mark Mud player in the house.
Oh.
There's a Mud player. Wow.
Oh, God.
Mark just left, but he would be
Yeah,
loving
thank
that.
God he's out of the chat. Although he does have his like followers.
Yeah, the Mud Crew.
Yeah.
Always ready to talk about Metalworker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him, but I'm pretty sure he's on Mud. And then, what else? Yeah, I don't know what Tony's on, but Tony is allegedly playing a non-Force of Will deck.
He's playing Jund.
We know
So
what Tony's playing.
Yeah.
that would be, I don't know, I feel, it's still a grindy mid-range deck. It's just
Yeah.
not a blue-based grindy mid-range
It couldn't
deck.
be anything else.
Okay.
We do rarely see Death and Taxes. It would appease Greg a lot, which is not in my nature.
We do talk about it a lot.
I don't think we talk about it a lot.
I talk about it a ton.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds way more accurate.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I saw out there.
All right, thanks, Ned.
But, a lot of people were like either done with their games or...
Cool.
Sweet. So yeah, I would say we end up in conversations about it a lot because of you.
Yes. I don't have a lot to bring to the table.
Basic planes. That's what
Yeah.
you got. Some good times.
If if people want to chime in the chat, any of those decks that Ned just recited to us, if you want to see them on camera, be my guest.
Or
If you want to...
2 more rounds of Dredge.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think that's what we need to see here. Either 2 more rounds of Dredge or 2 more rounds of Ian drawing 9 lands.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have blocked the Icarus.
We talked about it.
Okay.
I know. We got your back, Ian.
I should have gone to 1, but
Yep.
I forgot that the bridges would be gone.
Mhm.
And then
After,
I was thinking
yeah.
he was gonna get it anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, blocking the tokens means he doesn't get any more extra zombies.
Would have been like really close then.
Yeah, tighten
Yes.
up, Ian.
Because you drew Swords of Punch.
I'm here to learn.
Yeah.
He's going to Kyoto, I think, for
He
the
is.
GP, right?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see Bomberman.
Comments on Rug Delver, too.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another Rug Delver.
Cool.
Sure. So we got 2 Rug Delver decks. Everyone.
Wait, 2? Oh, yeah, we do have 2.
Yeah, because Dominic's
Weird.
was loaned the deck. Yeah, 2 Rug Delver decks. I'm glad I didn't play Storm.
Yeah. It's not that bad for Storm.
It isn't.
Bug is worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bug, as is always the case, is the scourge of combo everywhere. It just has so many annoying things.
Sometimes it's the scourge of me.
Yeah, I mean the deck just does a
I
lot.
always bring it back to
Oh,
that.
it's the scourge of Greg Schaefer and Thalia
Yeah.
and all this.
Were you there? Were
Yeah.
you watching at the Open when Keter beat me?
Yes.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
I punted a little bit, but I was still going to lose.
Yeah.
There's a turn where he had me Liliana locked, and I should have just like played the land when I drew it. It was very bad, but
Welcome
What
to
you
the Greg Schaefer punts with Death and Taxes hour.
it happens
It's a new show
an
on it.
alarmingly high amount of the time.
We're gonna be on NPR about this. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to see the Bomberman deck sort of do its thing. I think it's gonna have if it gets paired against Rug Delver, it's gonna have a tough time. I think getting their stuff going.
It's true, although the 2/4 does block Goose very well.
It has the 2 4s. It has 4 5s. This deck's set against Lightning Bolt.
And yeah, the Tassiger can very often block Tarmogoyf profitably because Rug Delver doesn't really have anything else to put in the graveyard other than lands and instant sorcery creature.
For sure. Yeah, we'll try. We'll see if we'll try and get like either Bomberman or Death and Taxes on camera.
Hoping they get paired against each other.
Oh yeah, 2 for 1.
I'm pretty sure that is fantastic for Death and Taxes.
Do we have pairings? Who's what are Chuck's and Nathan Mullins' records?
The one of us.
Both 1-1.
Oh,
All right.
do you know if they're paired against each other?
I do not know that. Yet.
Okay.
I did not press the pair.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, can you just set that up?
Yeah, can you just rig the pairings for us real quick? Yeah, we'll see. We want either Death and Taxes or
Yeah.
or Mud. If one of them is playing against Dredge,
Yeah,
do not give it to
yeah,
us.
that's the big one. If
Yeah.
anyone's playing against Borgo, don't put it on
Yeah.
him.
Put him in. All right.
We don't. I don't mind watching Dredge, but the third round in a row is not good.
A little excessive.
Yeah.
A little excessive. But yeah, all right. Well, we will get either Bomberman or Death and Taxes if hopefully they're playing against one another.
Yeah. They're both 1-1 right now, so
Yeah.
trying to get some interesting non-blue decks on camera.
Bomberman's sweet, man.
I'm pretty sure it's good for Death and Taxes though, because Revoker is so good.
Revoker is powerful.
Yeah.
Like Revoker's great, but 2/4s are also great. You can't get.
They're
past.
only good for so long.
You need. I mean, you need to get through with Sarah Avenger.
They are in the deck because Anafenza is not yet legal.
The much maligned Sarah
Yeah.
Avenger. You want to try Anafenza?
I want to try one of, just see how it is. I also kind of want to try Ethersworn Canonist in the main deck. I could also see trying some Spirit of Labyrinth again, or Leonin Arbiter.
Leonin Arbiter. You gonna have some Ghost Quarters in there?
No.
No.
Nah.
No. I mean, making them just randomly pay 2 to fetch is like
Yeah.
a fine interaction.
Some people have done well. There's a Japanese player who did pretty well in a fairly big tournament with a very different version than is like traditional lately.
Is it
and
like the 4 Leonin Arbiter version?
yeah, 4 Arbiter, 4 Ghost Quarter, 26 lands because
Did
you
he-
need
he-
enough
in-
white sources.
Did he play Porter now?
Yeah, Port, Wasteland. He had a lot of colorless lands. That's why he had to go up to 26 lands from 23.
Jeez, that is a lot.
It's very light on white sources, even with 26 lands. It's very all in on your mana disruption showing up and being effective.
Greg has a great suggestion. Thalia number 5.
Glow Rider.
Glow Rider.
If it had anything going for it other than the ability, like if it had flying or was a legend.
It's a 2/1?
If it was anything but a 2/1 for 3.
Wow, man.
It's just so unacceptable.
Thalia embarrasses this card. God.
Yes.
Goodness.
But you can put 2 in play.
That looks like a...
It's
that looks like
non-legendary.
does that look like a Zini to you?
I don't know.
A bag. Look, right there.
What? What bag?
That is a Zini.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be Jund on the right. Jund with Rabble Master in it. So this is one of the decks we wanted to see as well, actually. So this is cool.
We'll see what we're playing against either.
Playing against, that looks like Chuck.
It does.
So Bomberman it is.
All right.
Hopefully Nathan wins this round and we can get him next round.
Well, why does this deck have an O in it?
Yeah.
All right, so looks like you're getting your wish. Spell Pierce is better than Force Spike. Yeah, think about it like this. Would you rather have just a Thalia in play or a Thalia and a Glow Rider in play? Would you rather draw 2 Thalias or a Thalia and a Glow Rider?
Usually 2 Thalias because they're going to kill the first one.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The fact 3 mana 2/1 I think is going to be below the threshold of acceptability.
Yeah,
in
we should
Legacy.
definitely call this Rabble Jund.
Rabble.
Or Jund Master.
No,
No?
that's not as descriptive.
Okay, sorry. Too many masters in Legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Soulfire Grandmaster.
Yeah. Alright, so we bring it down to the table.
Yeah, let's get rid of our faces.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have one more thing.
One more thing.
We're both 1/1?
Yes. Of course, Tony getting there off of a bye. He gets the bye so often. He's so lucky.
You really think that's lucky? I mean,
Like round 1 buys even.
I hate getting the bye.
Yeah, I mean it sucks, but he's just so lucky.
Unless I'm in a
a big tournament.
yeah, in a big tournament, and then I love getting the bye.
Yes.
All right. Looks like both players. Oh, we did this perfectly.
You.
Correct. I did do this perfectly. I would
Yeah.
agree with that statement. Let's just get
Ooh, yeah, chat, tell us all of the masters that are legacy playable. We have Master of the Pearl Trident.
Ooh. Looks like we see a couple LEDs and engineered explosives. Oh man, I'm wondering how Zinni's gonna be able to interact with this outside of discard.
I think some people will probably play Master of the Wild Hunt as a one-of in Nick Fit decks sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
You
Sometimes
just had to
will
listen
see
to
it.
that.
I did hear that. Usually that card is only seen in cube decks, but I will accept its playability.
Cube and Legacy have a good amount of overlap.
I think Chuck has 2 artifact lands in his hand. I think he has an Ancient Den and a Seat of the Synod, along with a Ponder and a couple LEDs. What tribal decks would you like to see more in Legacy? I would like to see Legacy Birds. It's a deck I would like to see more than anything else.
Yeah, get some Wingmate routes going.
Sure, why not? Throw them in there.
Two birds.
As long as it has the bird lord in it. I don't remember what it's called, but the Kanji Airy Keeper.
You knew that.
Nothing like a Kanji Airy Keeper to pump your Squadron Hawks. I like that we're calling Paul. There's no Paul here.
They were giving me shit about that on Monday. Yesterday, I don't even know. It was one of the days.
All right. So Chuck just gonna ponder and keep, and then Zinni is gonna respond with a Deathrite Shaman off of Badlands. Looks like his hand is pretty slow, but it looks like it does have it has a turn 2 Lily out of the Veil.
Yeah, that's not slow.
I was wrong. I was very wrong
Well,
about its speed.
Chuck obliged and sped it up a bit by having a fetch land.
True. So Chuck fetching here, getting Scrubland, and he's gonna cast a top. Just gonna try and set up his combo. It might be a little. Actually, it's worth mentioning that Liliana's not insane against his combo.
Because you can just discard
Yeah,
LED.
just discard this LED. Doesn't matter. I'll get it back later.
Yeah, and he can't eat that with Deathrite. It's one of the card types that's not affected. Looking at some lands and a welder there, looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like Chuck's choosing to keep.
It's off.
Oh,
the top.
sorry, off top.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he's gonna discard LED to this, and Zinni gonna discard his extra Deathrite Shaman here. Don't really need the second one. I think he wants more aggressive things. But Chuck gonna cast Engineer Explosives for 3. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna just end up getting Abrupt Decayed pretty quickly.
Sure.
Bang.
And this isn't the word, like. So I guess the Lily going ultimate is the big fear.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to lose all of his. Just want to lose lands. But
Yeah.
like, it's not the worst. I mean, he has a 4th land in his hand. He's still gonna be able to search for salvagers. Like, the thing he wants to do more than anything is, draw salvagers right now.
Right. He is kind of far away from the like he needs salvagers and he needs the mana sink.
But if he draws salvagers, he gets 2 explosives away Zinni's board.
Ooh. Okay.
Gets to just like do it for 3, do it for 1, put his top on his let top
pretty
die,
cool.
get top back, top again.
I mean, if he puts salvagers into play though, Tony's just gonna -2.
Sorry, he can. Okay, no. If he draws, all right. If he gets a salvagers, so he's gonna ponder here. If he gets salvagers, he gets to make infinite mana.
He has to untap with it though. Like he has
No, he
enough-
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Why? He has to pay.
He has. Oh no, he has. He discarded the second LED.
Yeah.
If he had held the LED, he would have been able to do
Okay.
it. But it looks like he's just getting a shuffle here. So ideally, he wants to be able to go, like just make his land drops and go salvagers activate.
Sure.
Which I think, he's close to as far as mana goes. He's definitely going to play this welder here.
There are a lot of lands here.
Not ideal, especially because none of these lands are fetch lands.
Play the welder. This might give him some turn off of the Lily as well, because there's a good chance that Tony's going to -2 here to get rid of the welder.
I think that's exactly what you want if you're Chuck. You just want to keep hitting your land drops using this top.
Yeah.
Like, you're not under a huge clock right now.
No, but the Lily is sort of a clock because if it ults, it's double Stone Rain probably.
Yeah, but that's why this minus is going to be so good for Chuck, I think.
Okay.
Unless Zinni decides to just play a second one, but he does have a Sylvan library in his hand, I believe. It's Sylvan or a land. It's white bordered.
Okay.
But Sylvan will be pretty excellent for setting up his bobs for the remainder of the game. Yeah, it's Sylvan library. So here's what he can do. This is a complicated series of things.
Okay.
Chuck can draw his deck
Yeah.
with this configuration if he gets to untap and activate a Salvagers.
Sure.
So the way you can do that is by making infinite mana,
Yep.
bringing back top, bringing back explosives. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. It returns to play.
Phil gets so excited.
Oh no,
about
it goes your
combos.
hand. It goes your hand.
What does?
No, it does work. Okay. So he can make infinite mana,
Mm-hmm.
put top in play, explosives for 1, draw a card, respond by destroying explosives.
Okay.
So he's net 1 card, and he still has infinite mana, and both explosives and top are in his graveyard.
All right.
Repeat.
Okay.
That's
Pretty
sweet.
good. It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
That's sweet. That's extremely complicated combo deck, so I'm all about it. Looks like we missed a Bob attack, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't block.
And a Deathrite activation.
Thank you, Wars.
Sorry, I'm being really bad about this.
No, you were excited.
Yeah. Looks like we got
One of the nice things also for Chuck's side, I mean, his hand has been ripped apart, but Top is very, very good at mitigating discard.
for sure. Top is probably one of the best cards in the format at doing it, especially because if he just hits 6 land, he can just kill Tony, barring any sort of removal spell that actually kills a Salvagers, and there just aren't too many of those.
So we see Baleful Strix clearing the top of the deck after drawing a fetch land.
Look at all the colors in this deck.
There are 4. Everything but green.
Yep. Let's see. Tony gonna reveal a Thoughtseize to his Dark Confidant. Looks like he sees Forest Grove and Him here. Him not great.
It's all grabbage at this point.
Yep.
It's going to probably reveal a 0 with his Bob. One of the nice things, Bob plus Library, you dig through the Drek really quickly. Also,
Yeah.
it looks like Tony did he just miss his Bob trigger?
Nope. You got Thoughtseize.
Okay, cool.
Interesting thing. I believe you can put back Thoughtseize
Okay.
from the library trigger because
Oh.
it says card drawn this
Well,
turn.
that's really freaking weird.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've seen it happen just from Phyrexian Arena at least.
Sure.
I believe it works similarly, but I mean, like you don't technically draw the card with up. Is that a Salvagers?
Looks like it. Looks like Tony also just like pseudo
Oh,
ramped up his Lily there because he had a Lily sitting on 1
He just played a second one. He didn't even plus
just
it
to get rid of the Strix.
because he was the only one with a card in hand.
Right.
So this is lethal. Oh no!
How?
There we go. Yes, he draws his deck here.
Okay.
As-
So this is what you were talking about.
Yep, this is the insane thing that I was talking about.
So
this is.
with he's passing.
Oh no! Yeah, so he's not
See-
gonna do it. He can do it.
Does it not work?
It definitely works, right?
Okay. So he
Um,
chooses not to.
wow, I don't know if he sees it. Someone tell me if I'm wrong.
All right, so go through the combo one more time.
Okay.
From this point, so it's with Salvagers in play, Top in play, and LED in the graveyard.
Okay. Make infinite mana.
Okay.
Make 10 million mana.
This is clear.
Okay. Return explosives to your hand.
Is there explosives in the graveyard?
Yeah, he played it. It got decayed.
Okay.
Play explosives
Oh,
for
right,
1.
Mm-hmm.
Activate top to draw a card.
Okay.
Respond by blowing up explosives.
So Top goes to the graveyard?
Yep, and you draw your top card.
Okay.
Repeat. So both top and explosives are in
Oh,
your graveyard.
because you're getting back Top with Salvagers.
Yep.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
That
and
works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. That is
Infinite mana is pretty powerful.
Yeah, it turns out when you have infinite mana, you can do a lot of sweet things. Also note this this Salvager's effectively holding off this Bob.
Right. You should go tell Chuck how to.
Play his deck. It's not my job. Yeah, just go out there and tell him that Zinni's actually dead. Thank you to Desire Cube for following. Appreciate it.
Turn 1 Lackey asks, why is he not exiling explosive Deathrite?
He cannot.
Yeah, you can only exile creatures, instants, and sorceries and lands.
Unfortunately. Let's see.
Yeah.
Would be pretty sweet if you could get anything. Scavenging Ooze is probably what you're thinking.
Yeah,
of.
Deathrite's just not. It's not that good. You know,
Yeah.
it's not really good enough.
Could have 3 toughness or 2
Yeah.
power.
2/2.
Yeah, let's just make it a 1 mana 2/2.
Yeah. Bring back a little Suicide Black, maybe.
Yeah. So Zinni here gonna minus the Liliana. So Chuck last turn just used the explosives to kill off
Right.
Deathrite. Wait, he used to kill Deathrite because that top should be in. Oh no, he drew with it.
Can you bring up Salvagers again, actually? Thank you. Yeah. It does seem like he could go off there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is a very intricate combo to to execute.
Yeah.
So I think and this is Chuck's first time playing the deck. and looks like he's gonna be dead
Huh.
here.
Very strange.
I just don't think Chuck was aware of that combo.
Yeah, it's weird with top.
I mean, the fact that you have to like return top, return like explosives, play top for like play
Yeah,
twist for
it's
one,
like
activate it. It's extremely convoluted.
It's like a 4-card combo, one of which is in your graveyard, 2 of which are in your graveyard, 2 of which are on board.
Three even.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, like because the LED is important there. But like let's be fair to Chuck here. This is I know the first time he literally put this deck together.
Yeah,
last
for
night.
this event.
Yeah.
That's not like the quintessential Bomberman combo.
No.
Like from that position.
No.
Usually it's just Salvagers, an LED, and a mana sink.
Usually it's like Pyrite Spellbomb or something like that. It's
Okay.
usually the easiest one to just kill your opponent with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the unfortunate part was that he didn't just rebuy
The explosives.
yeah just to wrath all of Zinni's permanents,
Right.
Since nice part about so two nice things going on here. One is that they're like no 4-drops in Zinni's deck,
Right.
and sort of Salvagers is a 4-drop. So like Chuck can like always be able to explosives away things that
Everything,
are frustrating.
yeah.
Explosive seems pretty excellent there.
Right.
But it's also like a benefit that explosives can, because he's playing like a 4-color deck. Like he can kill basically anything. I'm impressed at how good the explosives are here.
I'm curious to see what Tony has to bring in.
I saw at least one surgical extraction.
Okay, that seems good.
Yeah, that seems quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, being able to surgical away the LED seems like one of his best ways to win.
Totally.
I think Chuck's probably gonna like focus on just trying to grind with Tassiger through this match. I mean, I saw him boarding out his Forcibles immediately, which seems wise. It's really hard to 2-for-1 yourself against the Hymn to Torak deck.
That's one of the things I've noticed when I saw Chuck playing Jeskai
timer on this
Ascendancy
match?
combo. I think he might be a
I've got to
little
start my
too
timers.
willing. He might be a little too willing to take his combo deck and make it more fair in too many matchups.
Yeah.
Like I think there is a time and a place to do that to your deck sometimes, but maybe not in Legacy and maybe not so often.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much dilution you can really do before you just end up playing like a worse version of like maybe what your
A
opponent-
mid-range deck.
Yeah, basically. There are certainly decks that are able to do that, but a lot of times you just want to kill your opponent.
Yeah.
You want to fight on a different access. I mean, there are times where maybe you kill them game 1 with your normal combo. They sideboard in 1,000 hate cards, and then you could just like juke them with sideboarding.
Yeah.
And switch around, but
Especially if you have something that's like not very expected, like Salvagers here, like
Yeah.
the chance. I don't know.
like the,
Play to your strengths.
yeah, I mean, like the sideboard cards for a deck like Salvagers, like Bomberman, there aren't too many just, brutal, disgusting sideboard cards. Like I saw that Zinni had like Needle, and Needle's gonna be annoying, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I guess being 4 colors, he has a lot of stuff Chuck can bring in.
Man, explosives just answers everything.
Ex Sasquatch, ever the beacon of
Positivity.
yes. He's one thing he's known for.
It's being there and being happy.
Absolutely. I will say thank you to Annex Desire and No Mercy for following. I had to figure out the K there was silent.
Yeah. All right, so Zinni looking at his cards. Looks like he has a Needle, his own Tassiger, Liliana, a Punishing Fire. Punishing Fire not great here, and Chuck in the middle of a mulligan. It looks.
I imagine he left in Punishing Fire for Goblin Welder, which he saw.
That makes sense. Plus, it's just always a card that you're fine
Yeah.
discarding to Liliana the Veil.
Also, if he gets to enough mana and he can buy it back, he can double Punishing Fire in the same turn to kill Salvagers.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like Chuck has a Vault of Whispers and a top to start the turn. Is Zinni gonna fetch? Chuck finding. I like when both players have sideboard cards they brought in. Both players have Pithing Needle.
Sounds good.
I'm assuming this is either a Deathrite or a Thoughtseize. It might just fire off the Needle.
Yeah.
He's gonna needle. Chuck will respond by drawing a card.
So Tony has verbally indicated that he's going to play Pithing Needle
Yep.
to speed things up a little bit.
And it looks like he also does have surgical extraction.
Captain comments that it's been months since he's seen Chuck play the Defector deck. Humble Defector.
Since that card was legal, he's played that I think at every tournament.
Yeah. Pretty big fan.
Ooh, Zinni does have a way to kill salvagers in his hand. He's
Yeah.
got a dismember.
Juvie asking in the chat where their shirt is that he won 4 weeks ago. Mark's a busy guy, and he does this whole stream by himself except for the commentary. So I would, you can message him on Twitch.
A gentle reminder is always fine.
Yeah, I know he lets them accumulate for a few weeks, and then he'll get rid of he'll send out a whole bunch at once, so he doesn't have to go to the post office like twice a week.
We assure you, we have your shirt.
Yeah, it exists. It is already it doesn't need to be printed or anything.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of logistics.
So, but we are sorry if you haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah. I will also mention that later tonight, probably after this round actually, or during round 4, we will be raffling off one of these sweet MTG Card Market playmats, which you see in play right now.
Ugh, so, brutal end of turn sequence there. Chuck missing his 3rd land, and Zinni going end of turn, Grudge, flashback Grudge on both of your artifact lands.
Yeah, why not?
And here's a Liliana, Chuck discarding a top, which I assume this is what the needle is named.
Yeah.
And Zinni discarding his Punishing Fire, which he no longer needs. Playing Wasteland for turn, so it's gonna be really tough for Chuck to assemble much of anything here.
Apparently there's a Legacy GP in Leal coming up.
And Leo, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Legacy Open or tournaments in Europe are usually pretty well attended, and it looks like Chuck has packed it in here.
Yeah, I mean, missing his land drop is pretty rough there.
Right.
He's not gonna be able to come back from this situation.
Yeah.
So that was a really quick couple games there for you guys. I think we're gonna try and get anher match on.
Totally. You want to go look for? You know what you should move over.
Yeah, I know what I'm supposed to look for, Greg.
If it's not meant to be, I will forgive you, Phil.
Fair.
I'm gonna bring it back to the booth here.
He's playing Dredge.
All right, so that's not getting moved over. I do think that matchup is very good for Death and Taxes, though, for the record. All right. I wonder if X Sasquatch needs a timeout. Probably. This is what happens when you're loud and obnoxious, and especially if I know you, you get timeouts. I expect the arrival of Kasali Pride Mage any second. Also, thank you for all the waffle comments. Let's see. Oh, Dev Clock. Yeah. So this is one of the WUBRG t-shirts actually. I'm wearing it right now. If you see me at any upcoming tournaments, Legacy or otherwise, opens or anything, I'll probably be wearing this shirt to rep the stream. And if you see anyone in a WUBRG shirt, you really should just come up and say hi, and if you like the stream, give us feedback, or if you have things that you think we should improve or could improve that are doable, feasible, then totally let us know. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat? Any predictions for? So I know I'm gonna be watching the Invitational starting tomorrow, and I wonder what we're gonna see in Standard and Legacy. I really wonder. It seems like there might be a lot of Omnitel. Yeah, now I'm getting text messages from Sasquatch. Perfect. Just what I needed. So let's see. Oh. There's a call for Stasis. Unfortunately, I think we don't have our Stasis deck in the house tonight. I got to play against it, I think 2 weeks ago, and it was I didn't quite know what was going on. It was very interesting to play against. My friend Greg Pino was playing it, and it was functioning Stasis in lieu with cards like Querying Ranger and Scrib Ranger and Exploration and Horn of Greed. So it's sort of like a hybrid of a Stasis deck and Turbo Land, like old school Turbo Land. So it was pretty cool. hopefully he plays it again, because I'm sure people would love to see that on camera. Let's see. Yeah, Turbo Ninja's asking about Stasis. Unfortunately, Pino is... Well, he was in the chat earlier, but not in attendance tonight. And Axel Strife calling out Pinot Noir. I think that person probably recently watched on Netflix the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt show. And there's a really funny song involving Pinot Noir in one of the later episodes. I actually recommend that TV show pretty highly. I thought it was solid. If you like 30 Rock, then you probably like that show. Yoshi asks if anyone ever plays High Tide here. We do have Ryan Bogner. He has been known to play High Tide in the past. Recently, he's been playing Miracles instead. He's not in attendance tonight, but he's a very good player, and he shows up a good chunk of the time, and occasionally commentates as well. Let's see, what else?
So we have a match that will move.
Okay.
I'll come talk here.
Not off camera.
They're not. They're still in game one.
Okay. What matchup is that?
It's Kyle Houtman playing Rug Delver versus Ned playing the Grixis Pyromancer deck. They are both at 3 right now. Yeah, they both. Ned has cast 3 of his lightning bolts, and Kyle has not seen any. But the board right now is Ned has a Jace and a Tassiger versus a Mongoose. I think Ned's at 2, and
So the Mongoose is on chumping duty.
now it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the game's about to end, and then
Right.
we'll get them on camera.
All
I think everything else. I just missed the start of Storm versus Rug Delver.
Oh, okay. That is an interesting matchup.
It's so much. I mean, it's like really, really interesting if you're into the combo aspect.
Yeah.
I think like that's like the match I love. I love watching it. I love playing it. It's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very, very, very intricate. You have a lot of decisions you have to make at every point.
Right.
But some people can find it boring. Some people just don't like watching Storm, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those matchups where, fortunately / unfortunately, a lot of what's really interesting is all happening in the hands.
Yes.
So if
The
we
hands-
can't see
yeah.
what cards are there, or if the viewers can't see as well, it can be somewhat unexciting.
Yes, I agree with that.
Of course, I mean, watching Storm go off is usually pretty cool anyway.
Yeah, I certainly enjoy it. I mean, they're just like always important choke points that I think at this point are pretty well known.
Yeah.
But there are mistakes that can be made on either side. There are like very specific hate cards that are only good in specific spots.
Right.
It's really fascinating to me. I want to say we keep it old school here. This is not Team Redelver. Won't do it.
I had a few people in the chat asking me why I don't play more often, and they can see me on camera. A few months ago, I was playing pretty often, but with the stream picking up steam, I mean, you and I both kind of taken a backseat from playing as often.
Yeah.
I think we both enjoy doing the commentary, though.
I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a fun time.
I mean, we hate each other, but we put up with it because the streaming's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
For the money.
You're definitely awful.
Mostly for the money.
Yeah, we get paid a lot, you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
So much.
So much pizza.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna see who won the first game real quick.
Yeah. That said,
Kyle.
I did play 2 Mondays ago, and unfortunately my opponent one round didn't want to play on camera, so we would have played on camera, but it unfortunately did not come to pass.
Oh, Greg crushed me on camera in round 1 on Monday.
Other Greg.
Greg Pino, yeah.
Yeah.
Match record. We have currently... Nope, that's wrong. Ned got there in that first game. The Jace plus Tassiger beat the Nimble Mongoose.
Yeah.
I know that he had plussed his Jace and immediately bottomed the card, so he needed to fade one turn
yeah.
of no Lightning Bolt.
Right.
Probably two turns unless he's able to hit off the next Jace plus. But
Yeah, because chump plus
Yeah.
swing.
yeah, let's get us out of here.
They're recommending we do a caster tournament sometimes.
A caster tournament.
It wouldn't be that many people.
It would be like me, you, Mark, Andrew, and and then like a couple of probably the guys who do modern.
Yeah, the best format I think we could do for that is probably just like a cube draft.
I would do that.
Yeah. Stream a cube draft somehow.
Yeah.
We'd probably it would probably look really bad and be way more entertaining for us rather than viewers.
If we could get like a cam. If we
we
get,
need
like,
a lot of cameras.
No, we just need. Well, only need to really follow. It's like the pro
Follow
tour.
one person's draft.
Yeah, it's like this cube draft. We're gonna focus on this person.
Yeah.
I think it's sweet. So I want to point out so one common thing people do against when they're playing what they deem to be the control deck against Delver decks, they tend to side out a lot of their Force of Wills.
Okay.
And I only like that sometimes.
Okay.
I think people do that a little too often.
Yeah.
Like
it's still a good card.
yeah, like okay, maybe I don't even want to go that far. It's still you still need to counter Tarmogoyf sometimes.
Yeah.
Like he's playing this, Grixis deck. I don't think he has a ton of answers to Tarmogoyf in his deck. I mean, I don't know if he's playing like Murderous Cut or something like that, but
Yeah.
it seems like it would be difficult for him.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah. Here, these are your perfect.
So
sets.
guys, you'll be happy to know Jason didn't play Doomsday and
Did
lost.
today.
You what?
Check the source.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Online.
3-1.
3-1.
Look for Jason Huang's
Doomsday deck on Moto.
Yeah, in the Legacy Daily.
I'm more interested in the vintage dailies for Doomsday.
Those things are really big now.
Yeah, they're sweet.
See you, man.
Have a
See
good
ya.
night, dude.
All right. Yeah. So Jason played Nick Fit. We did have a Nick Fit deck apparently, but he did not do well in that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think he just 0-2 dropped or 0-3 dropped.
C'est la vie.
I don't know if he 0-3 dropped, but he did not have a great tournament. So it looks like Kyle is mulliganing, and I think Ned is keeping his hand. It looks like he has one of the best cards in the matchup, Basic Island.
Yep. Basic lands rule.
Yeah, they're very good. I'm never sad to have Basic Island against Rug Delver. Getting stifled is just the worst.
People were talking about like whether or not people like to like play on camera, or like when some people like request to not play on camera even, because maybe they don't want to like go back and like have to be subjected to like us critiquing their plays, or they feel like they're just gonna play worse because they're nervous because they know a bunch of people are watching or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. I do get it, especially if you're like not that experienced with the deck you're playing.
Yeah.
Like I tried playing Storm a couple times. I would not want to have done that on camera.
Was it just a little rough?
The first time I played it, I went 4-0.
Nice.
The second time I played it, I went 0-2 drop. I actually like played against interaction.
Oh yeah,
those rounds.
Yeah, sometimes you get paired against non-Force of Will decks, and sometimes you get paired against Force of Will decks.
It was test too, so it was like very fast.
Yep.
I just had like a lot of nut draws in the first tournament.
Seems great. I mean, you could just turn one people pretty easily.
Yeah. Turn 1, make 18 goblins.
All right. So it looks like we got a turn 1 Delver from Kyle starting things off.
Yeah, that's it's the card you want. I mean, make Ned have the bolts quickly, or he's gonna, or Pyroblast.
Well, he's got a couple. I think you want to lead with your fetch land here. I know Ned has a basic mountain. I want to get that into play as soon as possible.
This seems like a really bad matchup for Kyle, actually.
I mean, this deck has a lot of removal.
Yeah.
A lot of removal, Pyroblast, Jace. I mean,
Young Pyromancer's great against Kyle.
yeah, Pyromancer's one of the best ones. Kyle, slightly dropping one card. I know he plays a lot of Fire Ices in this deck. But
Bob in the chat telling us did pretty well on a standard daily.
nice.
Fortunately, it's the old format, so we get to learn nothing.
Yeah, there's no information there. You want a new standard? Gotta wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, shit's gonna go down.
Yeah. All right, so Ned's just gonna fire off that Pyroblast. I don't think you have much reason to fear a Daze here, especially with the backup Pyroblast in hand.
Right.
So just getting a Daze is good enough value, I think. You'd rather do that than just take 3 damage.
Would
for
you
no reason.
expect Houtman to even board out some number of dazes? I guess he's on the play.
On the play, I would not expect him to do that.
Okay.
I would still expect there to be a fair number.
Maybe it's the play draw, Force of Will versus Daze. He did thumb past a Force of Will.
I think Force of Will is like completely acceptable in this matchup.
Okay.
But I don't think you want 4.
Yeah, I guess you really want to counter Dig.
Yeah, like Dig is scary, but like you bring in Pyroblast.
That's true.
Pyromancer's good. You want to like protect your Goyfs probably.
Right. That's a good point.
So we got a Goyf right now.
You
which,
are the aggro deck too.
they're not going to use the die, are they?
Maybe not. Well, so we have creature
Land
instant.
You got
Maybe
3/4.
that's what that 3 means. Did they put that there, or is that random?
No, that
It
was just
confused
there.
us. Okay.
Right, so we got a Ponder from Ned. Sees a Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix, phenomenal against Rogue Delver.
Yeah, it seems obnoxiously good.
Yeah, one of the best cards in the format against it. It just feels great to resolve a card that they either have to kill or trade with.
Yeah.
When you're the control deck, and it's already generating a 2-for-1.
Looks like he moved it to the top there.
Yep, and he's gonna draw
The
it.
question is, does he have a black source this turn? Oh, he does have a fetch.
But it's irrelevant because he only has basic Mountain up.
Okay.
So he won't be able to
right.
cast it this
Not
turn.
this turn.
Looks like he just gonna pass. Yeah, having Mountain. Oh, 4/5 now. Oh, sorcery.
Yep. Passing with Pyroblast available.
Seems good. Kyle, of course, drawing Wasteland when his opponent has 2 basic lands out.
Yeah, it's great. Well, it lets you play around Days that's not in Ned's deck.
We get attack for 4 here. I mean, Goyf seems like the perfect card against what Goyf and Goose both seem very good against what Ned's doing. They're both.
Also looks like Kyle's looking at a copy of Fire Ice in his hand. So even if something like Pyromancer came down, or even the Strix, he does have an answer
Yeah.
to let him keep attacking with the Goyf.
Wonder if there's another basic. I would be very surprised. Ned in his first round showed at least I know 3 Underground Sea, 3 Volk, and I can't imagine there are too many lands in his deck, especially with the pile of fetch lands you have to play for Dig Through Time.
This Wasteland in Kyle's hand did just get turned on in a pretty relevant way, though. Does Ned have another black source?
I believe he does not currently. I think he just has Volcanic.
He has a Volcanic in hand. Yeah.
Oh, he does have a removal spell. There's a Murderous Cut.
That's very good here. Does Kyle have a Spell Piercer or Daze?
Uh,
I guess neither of those actually
I was
work.
gonna say I believe he does have Spell Pierce, but
That's unfortunate.
It's blank here. Ned playing around it and wisely delving all his cards away because it also shrinks the Goyf by 1. It's actually currently a 3/4. Yeah, Kyle has
and playing around Pierce.
Yep,
it's great.
Yeah, really savvy play from Ned here. Yeah, it looks like Kyle's hand is just Fire Ice, Lightning Bolt, Wasteland, and
He
Spell
might
Pierce.
be considering a very aggressive Ice, trying to draw a card. No, just lets it go. I don't think he had any other plays there that
could have helped him.
Yeah.
I think it also just might have been showmanship on his part.
Sure.
I think he's just gonna
represent strength of some sort. Yep. Here's a waste going after the Underground Sea.
Yeah, it seems like the exact thing you want to be doing here. I mean, it's a little awkward because he doesn't have doesn't really have another threat right now, and Rug kind of struggles when it doesn't have a creature to attack with.
Totally.
It's not a great. It's a good reactive deck when it's attacking. Mm-hmm. But it's a little awkward otherwise.
That Murderous Cut's getting some stir in the chat. I think it's probably a 1 of in the board.
Yeah, maybe it might even play 2. I don't even know.
Okay.
But two might be excessive with all the Tassigers and
sideboard though.
Yeah. All right, so we saw Kyle aggressively Spell Pierce with Ponder, and now we see Ned go right after a Brainstorm. I like this. They really don't want to let the other get any footing.
Right.
Letting any of these cantrips resolve sort of puts the other firmly ahead.
The thing is here though, Ned has some backup, I guess, because he has like the Strix whenever he finds black mana, and he has the Jace whenever he finds any 4th land.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go.
That's the perfect threat though.
There's a Goose, and the Goose is loose.
Yeah.
It's a 3/3 right now. Threshold is activated. Oh, but Ned.
That is not a black source.
Do you think you just jam Jace here though?
Jason, do what?
Probably
Seal?
You have to plus.
Yeah.
This is not great. This is not going to work out.
He's probably going to
well.
target himself looking for a black source.
That's certainly reasonable. I mean,
or just like anything to interact with the Goose. Oh,
he's
no,
gonna
going
tile
after Houtman.
And he's going to bottom it. I think he's like a little resource light right now, so he just wants to make sure that Kyle doesn't draw anything too abusive. I think he also is maybe wants to protect his Jace from a bolt.
Sure.
Unfortunately, will not be able to protect it from this Fire Ice. Kyle's got both.
Do you think that's what Kyle's going to do this turn?
I think so. I don't think you can just leave this Jace in play. I think the Fire... I mean, would you rather Bolt or Fire Ice? Or Fire, excuse me.
It's hard to say.
I think you've...
Looks like Kyle's attacking Ned, though.
He's just going to say, you have to beat me. Yeah, I'm going to try and kill you. I mean, he has 8 points of burn in his hand.
And he still doesn't have a black source.
All right, so it looks like Ned going to get a brainstorm here, though. This is the downside, is you give Ned a lot of value, and he hit a lot of relevant cards here. He's got,
that EE is going to be brutal.
yeah, he's got EE, he has 2 Pyromancers, and he has a Bolt.
Yeah, so you probably should have killed the Jace. It's looking like.
The hindsight is, I think, looking a little 2020 here.
Yeah.
But I think I would have wanted to get the Jace off the table. Like,
Right.
when you're in this sort of top deck war and light on, real card advantage, I think you want to just try and deny your opponent that specific
Right.
edge. And here's that EE for one, and Kyle's just gonna have to let this resolve. Just got a pile of burn in his hand.
Is it a trigger on EE when it comes into play, or it just
It is
enters
not.
the battlefield with it? Okay.
It enters with it. You can stifle this
Right.
sacrifice,
But there's no way to like ice it.
you can't tap it or
Yeah.
anything like that now. Kyle pondering if he should just start throwing these burn spells upstairs.
They're not getting that much better.
Especially when you only have 1 red mana.
Oh, now he goes after Jace.
This I don't love. I think the way he's committed himself, you either want to just price yourself into drawing the 3rd bolt, or just playing nothing.
Right.
Like this play, I mean, he's going to be able to take out the Jace, but
Yeah, I think he's realized the error of his ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and, we have Jace Master Ian Farnung informing us that you always kill the Jace.
Jace is a scary Magic card. It's not.
It wasn't even good on that board.
No.
You just should have bolted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or fired.
Or fire.
Ned did draw the nuts off of the Jace.
Yeah, just kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drew like the nuts too.
Mhm.
Explosives, Pyromancer, a Black Sword.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
It was a good Jace.
All right, so
What was it?
Kyle has looks like Kyle's just completely out of gas here. He's got tropical, just another tropical island, and then he has Daze and Fire in his hand, and he's just gonna fire the Pyromancer here for 1 and 1.
Rave, Kyle definitely does play Stifle.
Yes, he does have Stifle in his deck.
I think he plays 4, maybe 3, but
I think it's 3 or 4.
yeah. Basically every list is one or the other.
Yep.
Ned left with the 1/1 here.
Yeah, Ned. So while Kyle fired Pyromancer and Ned's face for the 2 damage, and Ned responded with a Bolt, so he got some value out of his Pyromancer.
So what is Ned left in his hand? He has another Pyromancer and something else. Does he still have that Strix?
I think he left this. He brainstormed back the Strix, but I believe he hasn't shuffled since then, so I
Okay.
think he still has it. He might have put. I think he has just all the cards we saw before. Yeah, he just has Strix Pyromancer, so I think he's just going to lead with Strix here. See if he can draw into a spell, so
Right.
he can get some value out of this Pyromancer.
Yeah, if he hits a cantrip. Or just another Pyromancer.
Perfectly
It's
acceptable.
fine. He's probably going to play it out, too. I mean, not much that punishes him for committing more to the board against Rogue Delver.
No. I mean, I was thinking about this, and sort of the best answer for these cards in
Rough
the
Tumble.
the 75 for Rug Delver's Rough Tumble, but it's not really
It
that
doesn't
good.
seem justifiable to bring it in here.
No, I mean, Ned wants to kill you with playing 1 Pyromancer at a time or playing a Jace
Yeah.
or something. They're not the beatdown.
It seems like playing into Ned's game speed more than you want to.
Yeah, I think you want to try to be quite a bit faster
Yeah.
than what they're presenting you.
That's the way you're going to win this matchup.
Kyle drawing Brainstorm. That's going to help him out here, but unfortunately, it looks like he's bricked on a fetch land. These Dazes are pretty dead at this point, though, and those are going to go
Totally.
back on top of his deck. He does have another Goose, though, but that's going to have a tough time getting through this Baleful Strix Pyromancer combo. Rough Tumble would be ideal.
Yeah.
It is an excellent draw here, but we are not certain that he brought it in.
It doesn't even kill Strix, though.
Oh my god, it doesn't even kill
Yeah.
Strix. Yeah, never mind. Ugh,
Yeah.
that's very rough.
He needs Pyroclasm.
Yeah, the downside of bringing in Rough and Tumble is that it's literally only good against the card Young Pyromancer, and I know he's playing it. His deck has 3 copies of Fire Ice in it.
Sure.
And Fire Ice, I feel like that should be sufficient.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got to draw that card, and he's got to ponder. So we know the top card of his deck is Daze. So he's gonna be excited to shuffle that one away. Ooh. Ned's got Snapcaster for Pyroblast here.
Yep. Very aggressive, but appropriately so.
Yeah, that's going to be excellent for Ned. I think denying Kyle this this cantrip is very important.
Yeah.
There really aren't also too many other good targets for Pyroblast. Delver doesn't actually matter right now.
Yeah, it's Delver and it's cantrips.
Mhm.
And this is a cantrip, so go for it.
It's not like Kyle's going to go play 4th land, play Jason the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah.
And even then, pretty well equipped to fight through it.
In a board situation where it's unlikely that Houtman has a fetch, I mean, Ponder is more powerful than Brainstorm.
Yes, absolutely. It does just an enormous amount of work in this scenario. And Kyle just pondering his options. He doesn't really have too many good choices here. He's locked down the ground from these 1/1s, but eventually Ned's just going to amass an army.
Yeah, I mean, any dig through time that he draws is completely backbreaking.
Absolutely. I wonder if Ned plays this second Pyromancer. I think he's specifically playing around Rough Tumble by not playing the second one.
Probably.
All right, Kyle did find another Brainstorm though. He just has that Daze in his hand.
Emperor, Ned is indeed using playing cards as tokens, and he has a full deck of them.
He's ready.
Very optimistic.
Yep. All right, so Kyle brainstorming. He does find a fetch land to shuffle away some of the crap on top of his deck. And I believe the one card he has in his hand is a Stifle.
You've been corrected, by the way. Kyle was not pondering his options because it got countered,
Correct.
according to chat.
Yes, thank you, Chad.
Yeah, always thank you, chat.
Ooh, Ned's seeing some value here. Why is Ned looking at 4 cards?
Was one in his hand? It's a brainstorm, not a ponder.
Ooh, okay, because I'm
Yeah.
stupid. That's why. Well, it seems pretty excellent though.
It does.
I see a probe, a pyromancer. Is that an unearth?
It is.
Oh yeah.
And he's keeping it.
Oh yeah.
And he's looking at his graveyard.
Is it unearth or is it?
I think it's unearth.
Okay, it's not.
Cabal Therapy?
I was gonna say innocent blood. I have a tough time telling those cards apart.
Innocent Blood is actually very good against Rogue Delver.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Having
Yeah.
having a 1-mana answer to
Goose.
Goose or Delver or Goyf is
Yeah, anything.
perfect.
Usually they only have one creature.
Yeah. They're a deck that's very pleased about playing one creature at a time, and this is the downside. When your opponent knows you have Stifle, it gets a
Yeah.
little bit worse. And
Is he stifling a 1/1 trigger?
no,
Is he stifling?
Ned is probing him,
Okay. Oh, I see.
and Kyle he gets to see Kyle's excellent 1 card.
Now I guess Ned is considering. No. Oh.
He's gonna draw his card. He has the other Pyromancer still. Again, he has to make this consideration of whether he can beat a top decked Rough Tumble about playing this second Pyromancer. Oh,
Yeah, I guess he doesn't know how many we know there are a bunch of Fire Ices in Houtman's deck, but Ned doesn't. So maybe he's more inclined to believe that Rough Tumble is a legitimate sideboard option.
I mean, it's a very popular sideboard option for the deck in general. So I think playing around it is acceptable.
Sure.
But
he's so far ahead.
Yeah.
It is a skill to know when you're so ahead that you can afford to play around basically everything you can think of.
yeah. So Ned realizing that he does not get a. Oh, he's casting it. Okay, yeah. I thought he was cycling the unearth. You do not get a token. That's not a spell.
Do you bring back Snapcaster or Pyromancer
I think he's targeting Snapcaster.
and just getting another cantrip? He just wants to find dig through time, right?
Looks like he's just gonna get a Pyromancer
Okay.
here. I think I like your play a little more. I think I would just try and ponder here.
Yeah. Seems like you just want to bury him in card advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what he's doing anyways right now.
That's a good point.
But Pyromancer, given that he has another Pyromancer in his hand, is just Goblin Piker. Let's see what we got going on here.
Matt Choke reminding us we probably spend too much time thinking about this game.
Can confirm. Yep, I will not deny that.
It's good to have a hobby.
Yep. Let's see.
Or an obsession.
Yeah, there we go. I think it's a better word to use there. Let's see what Kyle draws. If it was Rough Tumble, I don't think it was. I think it's a blue card.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle double checking. Yep, it is definitely a blue card. And he's just gonna pass the turn.
Yeah.
So not a cantrip.
No good attacks.
No. Let's see. Is this a lethal attack this turn?
It's
1, 2, 3,
close.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1 short. So Ned drew land for turn, so he still just has that 1 Pyromancer in his hand. If he attacks with everything, I think it's a little aggressive. He's just gonna attack.
Shove with his tokens, yeah.
This is still gonna be lethal next turn, and
Yep.
it makes sure that if he attacks with everyone, then it lets Kyle top deck 2 bolts in a row, and then he'll die. So might as well not lose to that exact sequence.
Right.
Kyle gonna play a land for turn though, showing that that's what he drew this turn. And now I think Ned's just gonna swing with the team.
Seems very likely.
Yeah. Put this
The only
game
thing that
away.
I could punish that is like Fire Ice. Actually, no. Yeah, Fire Ice does save him.
Yeah. Fire. You could fire away Pyromancer.
Both Pyromancers.
Or block a Pyromancer and...
Nope, 2 stifles.
Just 2 stifles. Here's the downside of Stifle. Sometimes you draw it.
Sometimes you draw it late.
Yep. I agree with... I'll go back to what I said.
Yeah.
The problem with Stifle is that sometimes you draw
He
it.
did board in Rough Tumble.
There we go.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I think it's completely reasonable to do it.
Sure, yeah.
Is chat out of control here?
Probably.
Are we talking about what you can name with Meddling Mage?
I think so.
My goodness. My goodness.
Yeah. Being productive, Chad. Good job.
Name some good cards before.
Should we do our raffle now? We have a few minutes before the next round starts.
I don't know. Do you guys want us to raffle something? I
Yeah.
feel like they want us
We're
to.
raffling a MTG card market playmat. If you want us to do it now, let us know.
Sound off.
Also,
chat.
remember, to be eligible to win the raffle, you have to be following the stream.
Yes.
So, everyone who's followed recently, you've done a great job. So
Thank
that
you.
includes Annex, Desired Cube, No Mercy, and Stefan. Maybe I already read those out. Stefan I haven't called out.
Yes.
No Mercy I remember, though. Sorry about that.
You're doing your best.
Also, we'll put in the chat an example of what you have to type once we open the raffle. We have not opened it yet, but we should just show an example of what you will type.
What you will type? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You type !waffle. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So this is what you're gonna type.
But the raffle's as Moobot says, the raffle is
Yes.
closed.
All right. So we should
Reset.
yes.
right?
Okay.
Great. So that's all you do. Make sure you're following, and we will. Mark will send out. Is it Mark? Mark will send it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark's. We're gonna send you a message if you're the winner. We're gonna message you via Twitch, asking for like basically your name and your address. You know where to send the playmat.
Yep.
And Mark will respond. Give him a little time. He has a more than a 9-to-5 job, day job.
Cook, if you're wearing a WUBRG shirt to the Invitational tomorrow, that's really awesome.
That is awesome.
We are very thankful. All right, waffle folks. We'll start this
Yeah.
stupid thing. All right, and go ahead. It is open. Feel free to add yourself by typing !raffle.
Yeah.
And you will all be added. And then we will pull a winner, and we'll give you what, a minute,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
I guess we can show them what they're trying to win.
Oh yeah, there you go. This one right here.
Yeah.
Woo! Stop and smell the lotus.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful playmat.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, it's even better because you're getting it for free.
That is the right price for a playmat.
Yeah. Well, usually it costs like
An entry fee to a GP.
yeah, I was gonna say that much. Yeah, like $50 or whatever it
And
is.
if it's a good playmat, then you can get all of that money back.
Although I still own the one playmat I actually like is the one I own.
The New Jersey one?
yeah.
Yeah, I kept that too.
Yep.
It's like $100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, it's like thick.
It is very
It's a
thick.
Thick playmat.
Star City makes very nice playmats.
Yeah. The rest of them, I don't know. I have like two. I have like a Flamewake Phoenix one and a Whispered Elemental one just sitting in my house from the last 2 GPs I've gone to.
Standard cards? Come on.
Yeah, who plays those? If they were like the art's also like the art of Whisperwood's all right, but
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
It's big swirls.
the card's at least sweet.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I cannot foresee casting it during its time in Standard. It's just not really my kind of card. I don't really like very bogged down board states.
Oh man, those are great. You played mono blue.
You just kill them.
I mean, yeah, but you have bogged out. Like, did you ever play the mirrors? Were never that close. The mirrors
No.
would always blow out. Every game was a blowout.
Quite typically. I mean, it usually hinges on, like, you play Drago for a while, or, like, someone's hitting them with a Raptor, and everyone's just holding up Gainsay.
Oh, but the post-board ones, yeah. But like pre-board, it's just like, all right, I'm on the play and I cast Master of Waves. And
Yeah.
it's like, well,
Do you have the
didn't.
Rapid? Okay.
All right, you're
game.
dead. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna count this one down for you guys.
Yeah. Going all the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're going.
Jeez. Phil was a math major, everyone.
I can count. I did this wrong before. Can I draw.
Yes.
Winner is
Ooh.
Nope.
So
Wait.
not following.
So we draw again?
Yeah. All right, great. So announcing in chat.
Burning Art, congratulations!
Good job.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send you a playmat. We're also gonna send you a message first to find out where to send it.
Yes. Also, Glacier, yes, I'm aware that we have the same hoodie.
Oh, you guys are weird.
Yes, we are.
Glacier's very weird.
Yeah, obviously. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
I don't know where this hoodie came from. Maybe it is his.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should write this message.
Okay, good. I'm an editor, so I should know how to write.
Yeah.
right?
Also, you have to use the. You should
I'm
probably
gonna-
just use the drop down.
I'm gonna try to type. Oh yeah. I was gonna. Yeah, that involved 2 O's, so that's not good. See, our keyboard is missing.
A critical vowel.
Yes. Why couldn't it be like the Z? It's never not a useful letter.
No. Or like Q.
Yeah.
Would not have missed Q very much. Started
I'm
to
trying-
type congratulations. Immediately realized there was an O in it. You can do it. You
I'm
can
thinking
type
of somebody. Good job. I can't do that. 3 O's.
Well done. You're great.
Oh god.
Just type.
Yeah. I guess I'll just stick my finger and try not to get electrocuted.
Yeah. Mark will Burning Art. Mark will send this to you. Hopefully soon. I would expect him to have like a big shipment soon, if they're piling up. Would you agree?
Yes, I would anticipate the same.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be hopefully sometime soon. Again, Mark is very busy. He runs this entire stream by himself, with the exception of the commentary. Like, this is all his equipment. He set this all up. So, and he's also a computer programmer.
Yeah,
So.
to let you know like the scope of what Mark does for the stream, like
Alright.
even when he's not
Next
commenting
round was,
Monday
like,
and
2
Thursday.
minutes in, and I was like, wait, my match isn't here. They need to prepare because they never dropped him.
Great.
So the only thing that changed was that Peter, who has 0 points now, is a bye, and now I'm playing Bob. Would you like me and Bob be on camera?
We want to see.
Because everybody else has kind of already played.
They already started.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, it's a welder match.
Oh my goodness. I guess so.
So sad. Guess we're not getting Death and Taxes. Sorry everyone, I'm just composing this email to Burning Art. Oh boy. Yeah, sorry everyone in the chat. We had
Wellness for everyone?
technical difficulty with the relaying information to the people in the booth. So maybe we can get like game 2 or something, but apparently the round has started except for this one match.
Yeah.
So by default we get Bomberman.
But Bomberman
Did you
versus.
tell him? Did you tell him he could have comboed that one?
I did.
Did he realize?
He noticed it after. We talked about it, and he's like, "Oh my god, yeah, that was bad."
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go down there. We've got. Who do we get? I'm gonna do these
Yeah,
things.
you're good.
I think they are. Are they both 1-2? I believe so.
Oh, great.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
We got.
Strawberry shortcake.
I'm calling it what it's called. You will not make me type that. Oh my god, stupid O's. There's an O in Bomberman too. This is my nightmare.
Also, no O's and Chuck Harris though.
Thank God. But yeah, we're gonna see the old classic Goblin Welder mirror.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't think I've ever watched a Goblin Welder mirror.
It's never happened.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened a lot in Vintage.
UTX that uses LED instead of Lotus for mana.
What's it? Wait, say it again.
There's a question in the chat. What replaces Lotus?
Oh yeah, LED.
Yeah.
So we can start this timer.
See, strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake. I mean,
Yeah.
like, why is it called that?
It's red white.
Oh,
Red white painter.
whatever.
Like the ice cream bars.
All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, all right. Bob immediately realizing that there was a sideboard card in his main deck.
Game loss.
That he did not unsideboard his deck.
DQ.
Oh no, I think I think he just didn't unsideboard at all.
Sweet. All right, so we're fixing this.
Yep. Yeah, everything's great.
Yay, low REL or lack of REL.
This is casual. No.
It's something.
Yeah.
It's low.
You think everyone is thinking is agreeing with you that it's
What?
strawberry shortcake?
I don't even. I mean, I would just call it red white painter or just painter.
Yeah, I
Like-
guess so.
Is mono red painter even a thing anymore? Hasn't like basically everyone switched to the white version?
Not necessarily. I don't think so.
Like,
I think
what do you gain from being mono red?
you have more mountains. You have more basics.
Yeah. So
I-
just
the
consistency.
the better question is what do you gain from being white? And I guess it's a better combo matchup.
You get enlightened tutor.
Yeah. Enlightened Tutor does seem sweet. I mean,
Rest in peace.
yeah. I mean, I think the biggest card you get is Canonist.
Okay.
Canonist seems very important because
And you can tutor for it with
Yeah.
e-tutor.
and tutoring for it notably puts it on top of your deck, not somewhere not somewhere where you can whatchamacallit, get it to rest or something like that or therapied.
Yeah.
Cook. Yeah, even at competitive REL, yeah, if you call yourself on it, it can be easily fixed and just not be a game loss.
So that's like in your opener. Like, what if you draw it on the first turn? Because that's sort of like past the point of return, or
I mean, probably not. And that maybe at that point it's a little awkward. I actually had it yesterday where I, what did I do? I cracked a fetch land,
okay.
and I went through my deck and I realized that I presented a 61 card deck, not 59, so it was a legal deck. But I noticed that there was a sideboard card in it. But there's like little tiny REL. You could just undo that. It's not so bad.
That's nice.
Captain Crunch for Imperial Recruiter. He does look like a pirate. Let's pull up Imperial Recruiter.
That's a good idea.
Our good friend.
TX Rager, I think. Oh no. What is it we are drawing? Oh, a sideboard card, right?
We were drawing?
That's what we're talking about.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Cook the Fourth. Yeah.
Yes.
It's only downgradable if it's in your opener. Okay.
Okay. Makes sense.
Very good to know.
Thank you.
Cook is a very knowledgeable judge.
All right. We
We are not smart.
All right. You know what we're going to see here?
We're
We're going to see two welders facing each other
Oh
down.
god! Immediately. This is how it's gonna
Alright.
be, I guess.
Do you guys see this? Do you guys see what we both see?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up Goblin Welder.
This is madness. We could be watching Death and Taxes.
You are a baby.
I am.
I
I really
misspelled
am.
Goblin Welder. I'm
So who's the baby now?
still me. Oh my god, I misspelled it twice. I'm sorry, guys.
Goblin Weeder.
Goblin Welder. Here we go. So the interactions in these decks are mostly just to make their combos better. I know, like with Painter, like the sort of the key interaction is if you get this is actually the Goblin's Mirror. If you get the one half of your combo in your graveyard, like if you have Grindstone out, this is like if you have Grindstone out and you have Painter in your graveyard, you can go activate Grindstone, respond, weld out Painter, and it kills them.
Oof.
Which is sweet. And then Chuck, I think Chuck's is mostly for value.
That's very interesting. So it's the painter that needs to stay in play, not the grindstone.
Correct. You just need to make sure that the effect is still in play of
Right.
having all the colors. Oop, here's an LED. And there's a Ponder.
Yeah.
Interesting that he played the LED now. There's a Needle. Needle's a nice main deck card to have here,
It is.
but he has no way of really putting it into play. Bob might be able to just kill him next turn, but he's going to be several mana short, I believe.
The issue with Needle here, well, I guess there's nothing in the graveyard to weld. Because, like, if Chuck plays it, maybe if the Strix gets into the graveyard or something, Bob can, like, get the Needle out of play by killing it, bringing back something else. But right now there are no artifacts in Chuck's graveyard.
What I think Bob is going to try to assemble is, like, get his combo in, like get his combo into play.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or maybe get Painter into play or something like that.
Sure.
And then, he could interrupt Chuck's combo. Not really.
Blood
No,
Moon seems good, though.
I think he's just trying to kill him sooner. And yes, Blood Moon seems ideal.
Yeah.
Chuck's deck, as we saw, has quite a few non-basics.
I think it was all of all non-basics.
Yeah,
in fact.
I would be stunned if he could fit a basic land.
Bob
in there.
also does have the requisite third land. I think the Blood Moon is currently residing on the top of the deck, and he's aggressively going to find it right here.
All right, so he's gonna draw this card.
He's gonna fetch away, unfortunately losing his top, but
Not
the payoff is probably worth
Yeah,
it.
not the worst thing in the world. Thanks for telling us the round started. But Bob just gonna get a basic mountain here, and I think he's gonna jam this Blood Moon, try and lock Chuck out of the game.
Yeah.
Chuck's only real way to beat that is no way to beat that.
Yeah, he would need basic planes.
Yeah, I mean, like the problem here. Oh nope, got the Force of Will.
Oh,
Woo!
that was required.
That is a helpful Force of Will there. I did not realize that Chuck had the Force in his hand, but that's exactly what he needed. All right, so Chuck gonna top on his upkeep sees Brainstorm, a fetch land, and a Seat of the Synod.
Synod.
Thank you.
I've just realized it's too late in the day to give Phil the shit.
The idiocy right there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see an attack for 1 from our good friend the Metal Owl.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob's gonna play a Lotus Petal. This is gonna let him start welding things, which is gonna be pretty valuable.
Totally.
We'll see, but it will also let Chuck start welding things.
Yes.
All right, so here we have Recruiter. Do you think he's gonna get Magus? No, he's just gonna get Painter and try and kill Chuck.
Sure. That seems fine.
And Chuck going to Brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
I think that, holding Brainstorm when you have top out is sort of a waste of resources.
The needle is on Grindstone, though, right?
Yeah, sure. I can
I would
only
imagine.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be a little awkward.
Yeah. I mean,
actions.
it's not like he was going to be naming Goblin Welder when he has one himself.
Correct. Or top.
Or top.
All right, Chuck going to fetch here. He's still looking for the part of his combo that matters, i.e. the Salvagers.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't seemed to find that yet. Bob's deck a little more equipped to finding the combo, given that he has just more tutors.
Right.
The Recruiters all find the Painter Servant and Welders and stuff like that. Chuck really more relying on cantrips and sets his top. Ooh, I see a Dak faded. That is a beating. Oh no!
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, I thought it was. But
Yep,
he did not
that's a
draw it this
Dak.
turn. Oh, he did draw it.
He drew it, but he doesn't have the requisite third mana.
It's also going to be. It's probably not going to be able to resolve through the Pyroblasts and Bob
Sure.
hands. I mean, that's the thing. It's hard to get these blue spells into play.
Yeah. Also, now everything's blue.
Yep. Here's a Painter, and here's the upside. Needle's a very beatable card, because Painter can always just go once everything is blue. They just vindicate the
Yeah. You're playing like
Needle.
6 to 7 main deck Vindicates.
Yeah.
In combo with Painter.
I think Chuck's just gonna try and steal it. Here is Dak.
What do you steal?
Anything.
Do you steal? One thing he could do, he could steal the Lotus Petal
Greatest thief in the
just to
multiverse.
get an artifact in Bob's graveyard.
I think I would rather. Oh, that's kind of interesting. But like,
Then
if you
Bob
try and weld,
has it himself, though.
it's the thing. If you try and weld something, then he can just weld instead. So Bob going to respond.
Ooh,
Ooh,
okay.
wow. So he's gonna Pyroblast the Needle.
And
then Exile
also
Spirit Guide?
Counter, yeah.
And-
Exile Spirit Guide to also counter the Dak.
Chuck gonna respond, drawing a card, and he's gonna force
He
pitching
found
Force.
Force.
Well, he
Or he had it floating.
he didn't actually need it. He could pitch any card in his hand to force
That's a good point.
because of the
I
Painter,
wonder if he realized that.
and he's just
Ooh.
gonna concede. I think at that point the deck is just gonna be too much to overcome,
Interesting.
and he could
That
also just keep
seems-
weldering back the Needle.
Yeah. I guess it is very, very good in play.
Yeah, I mean just stealing.
That was pretty crazy.
Wow, that was nuts. I did not expect. I mean, I did expect some insanity given that we put two people playing Goblin Welder down together.
Yeah. Yeah, we chose this.
No, we didn't choose the Welder Life. The Welder Life chose us.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the Welder Life chose us.
Right. We had nothing to do with it.
Nope. But you guys are gonna love it.
Yeah.
We're all gonna love it.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
That was probably the best I've ever seen Dak Faden be. Earn an immediate concession upon
Yeah.
resolving.
Clearly, you've never. Played.
I know. I don't watch enough Vintage. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I bet anyone playing Mishra's Workshop has conceded to this card before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's no Trigon Predator, but it's pretty great. I believe the he did not have the mana to Grindstone combo in response to the deck on the stack.
Yeah.
Because he needed to Pyroblast the Needle first.
Yeah.
He was a mana short.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, once Chuck has deck, he gets to just take the Grindstone.
Yeah, maybe it's correct there to first Pyroblast the deck. Like, you can deal with the Needle later, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you need to deal with the Needle immediately. I agree with that. I would
like, if the deck's not resolving, nothing's getting stolen, and then you're a lot more at your leisure to deal with the Needle.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially because the way Bob was set up, the immediate threat was deck. You're not really, like, being threatened by any of Chuck's combo.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, Chuck didn't really demonstrate any sort of, that he had any combo action that game. So I think waiting would have been a little bit better.
There's also a point, couldn't he have sacked the pedal, exiled the guide, then weldered the pedal back in? What, to make more mana, I guess?
No, I don't think
to get to 3?
I don't believe he had the artifact, so he...
Well, the pedal puts an artifact in the graveyard.
Yes, so if he had 1 mana open, pedal, and spirit guide. I believe the Needle was on Grindstone.
Okay.
So he only has 3 available mana. He needs 4. He still needs 4.
Yeah.
Even with the welder, like...
Yeah. Also, Chuck having an active welder, he can get rid of the painter even after you activate. As long as there's still an artifact in the graveyard.
But then Bob can just respond with his well. He can let his Chuck's painter welder trigger resolve, welder ability resolve, and then activate his own welder. So I think he was just a mana short, and then he would have been able to do it.
That was a very weird situation. Like, it happened very quickly, but I think there was actually a lot going on there. Like, a lot of subtlety.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd almost like to see that, like, slowed down again, but what can you do? I
think Bob's just going to try and resolve a Blood Moon this time.
Yeah, that seems like a plan. It doesn't look like he has a second land, though.
He's got
I think he mulliganed, too, maybe.
Chuck going to lead with the top. Bob draws for turn.
That's a mana source, and very quickly putting into play.
And he has a Grindstone and a pass.
He also has the painter in his hand, so he just needs to draw mana if everything's resolving.
Chuck gonna upkeep, activate his Senses Divine top, see if he can find some action here. He does have Deathblade in his hand.
He also he's looking at a transmute artifact.
Wow.
I mean, he can transmute the top into a Pithy Needle if he really needs to stop the combo immediately.
That's true.
There we see another Red Blast effect drawn from Bob. The problem is not having the second land doesn't let him put the painter into play and then have Red Blast available with the Lotus Petal.
What he could do is he could just put the painter into play using the pedal and then just start...
welding?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know how effective that's going to... It's like weld out, weld the pedal out instead of the Grindstone.
Yeah. So it looks like he is going for it. This is going to be a forceful. This is the problem with not having the third mana up.
Well, this isn't so bad, because Bob can just respond with Welder and Pyroblast.
Oh. Okay.
So I think this works out just fine.
Loses the Grindstone.
Yeah, but I don't think that's that big of a deal.
He is down an artifact in play.
So Chuck's
a brainstorm.
Let's see if he finds another forest.
And he did.
Ooh.
Jeez.
That's a good one.
Did he know about it from the top?
Why would he put those back? I think
he's
forgot.
thinking about it. I think he's treating it like a ponder.
I think he's treating it like a top.
Oh, sure.
But Chuck gonna put 2 back, and then I think he's just gonna force this again.
Yeah. There's an issue with these decks that have Ponder, Brainstorm, and Top. It's like all these things that involve 3 cards, but you're doing different things with them.
Yep, I've done that. I've had that be a thing before. That's it's a kind of a frustrating issue. Chuck going to 16, cracking this fetch land here.
Mm-hmm.
All self-inflicted wounds, so to speak.
New magic card.
Yeah. Getting the trifecta of blue lands here.
Yeah.
Just missing the trop.
Yeah.
No trop. I would put the trop in the deck just to finish it off.
Bob needs to draw some lands, but he did keep a kind of speculative 1-lander.
I agree. I think. Excuse me. I don't know if I would have wanted to. Oh, how does this work out? Okay, no, he's just going to transmute artifact away the Senses Divine top. I think it was a bit of a an aggressive keep on Bob's part. I mean, like, one land does unlock his hand.
Mm-hmm.
But being on the play, I mean, it's a bit
It's
awkward.
tough. You're looking at the full combo, but so much of his deck needs like 3 mana.
Yeah, like the deck feels a little bit more mana hungry.
I'm not totally sure what the land count usually is, but wow.
Oh my.
Going for Tide Hollow Sculler.
Let's pull a Transmute Artifact.
It's not Fiend Hunter.
So Transmute Artifact, wow. I shouldn't have pulled this card up because it's entirely illegible.
Yeah.
What it says is you sacrifice an artifact, and you can get another artifact from your deck.
With
if
the
it,
same mana cost or less.
no, you can
No?
get any mana cost,
But
you have to pay the
sure,
difference.
yeah.
So note that Chuck paid 2 mana for the Transmute, and then got Tide Hollow to pay 1 more since there's 1 more than top.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got to steal a Red Elemental Blast from Bob's hand. Did not realize a card like that is in his deck. Ooh, Tezzeret Agent of Bolus. That is
Okay.
an outstanding. That is an outstanding draw.
Well, that would have been a good thing to Red Blast.
That explains it. So Chuck gonna get a free top off this.
Holy crap.
People forget how good this card is.
Tezzeret is probably the second most powerful planeswalker ever, but it makes so many demands on the rest of your deck.
Yeah, it really asks a lot out of how you build your deck.
Yeah.
When Callblade was first debuted at the Pro Tour, Patrick Chapin's Grixis deck played 3 Jace and 4 Tezzeret, like just as a tacit acknowledgement of how powerful the card is.
Right. That's a lot of 4 drops.
Hey man, he played Sphere of the Suns. Get in there,
Oh god.
ramp it up.
Yeah, sounds great.
Um,
I do like Tez. I did try Affinity and Legacy a couple tournaments like 2 years ago.
that's about the best you'll see a Tezzeret be, I think.
Tezzeret was sweet. The rest of the deck was pretty bad.
I'm sure Cranial Plating was still acceptable.
Yeah, it was fine.
All right, looks like we got a rest in peace from Bob. Pretty funny. Bob sort of hosts his own welder, and looks like we got some Goblin beats. Get in there. Get in there, Goblin Welder. And looks like you're going to get brick walled by this Baleful Strix.
Seems good.
And Chuck going to cast this Ponder. Sees Wear Tear. So there's an answer. Sculler and Strix. Those cards all seem great.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're almost in Fuse Wear Tear territory.
So it seems like Chuck has really boarded into a more controlling role here.
Yeah, I'm assuming. These Scullers seem incredibly disruptive and
Yeah.
pretty strong against what Bob is doing. Just getting ahead on cards.
The thing is also like, so Chuck bringing in something like Wear Tear, even the Scholar, like his biggest weakness is probably to Blood Moon effects.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it makes sense. So it's just trying to take them away is his best plan.
Right.
Chuck gonna Sculler Bob, reveal a hand of 2 Recruiters and take 1 out.
Presumably that Revoker's on top.
It is. Bob pointed to it at least.
Okay.
All right, Bob does draw a land this turn. Draws Ancient Tomb, so he's gonna be able to cast Imperial Recruiter. What do you think he gets here? Oh, I know what I want.
What's it called? That red legend.
Jaya Ballard?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna go for
Alright.
Magus. Magus of the Moon, the old. Oh my God, this is 3 O's in it. Oh my goodness. Magus of the Moon, aka Blood Moon on your 2/2.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we see. An absolute beating with this Wear Tear. Chuck explaining which ones go to the graveyard, which ones do not.
Yeah. Chuck
'Cause,
being a judge.
Yes.
He knows these things.
Bob trying to decide if he wants to block. He's just going to take the 3. That was a pretty excellent sequence for Chuck there, getting that 2 for 1. Now Bob has drawn exactly too many lands.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about what he wants to do here. I think
You have to play it.
you have to play the Magus.
Yeah. It's going to turn off the rest of Chuck's game.
His top is still active though, which is going to be at least do something for him.
Yeah.
But at some point he's going to have to block.
It's true. Unless Bob could just find more creatures.
We see a few mountains on top of the deck. At least one Vault of the Whispers, something else.
I think Bob has a shot here.
I mean, if the top of his deck is like helpful, I think he's going to be in a good spot because he can't really attack with the Sculler.
No.
Well,
Well,
I think I would
what's
be-
under the Scholar?
a Recruiter.
Okay, so we would just find another Magus.
I think hypothetically, yeah.
At some point, he might be able to if he finds some help. All right, here's a grindstone.
Ooh, do you think we're going to be on the
Yeah,
just activate grindstone?
definitely.
Grindstone's great against top.
It is
Kind of.
clear it. Well, it can be helpful for them.
Yes. Oh, I see an explosives there, which Chuck can currently only activate for 1, which...
Blows up the grindstone.
Yeah, but I don't know how relevant that's
Also
gonna
blows
be.
up his own top. Well, I guess he can
Oh,
activate.
nope,
his
just the top
pad.
2, and they do not share a color.
And whenever Bob finds his other part of the combo, it seems like we're going to go to game 3.
Yeah, Bob has, 3 more painters and 2 more recruiters to draw to. So I think he's in a pretty good position here.
He's on a 10-turn clock.
Yeah.
He just got hit for 1.
And we're going to mill. So he's going to activate Grindstone. Chuck going to respond by putting the specific 2 crappy cards on top. Got a Delta and a Welder.
There's a backup Blood Moon here.
Might as well deploy it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this makes it, this almost makes it tempting to attack, but I think you're still losing the race. So you might as well not.
Yeah. If you attack, he's just going to attack you back for 3.
The one scary part is that Chuck's deck does have Lightning Bolt in it.
It does.
I think he just drew Lightning Bolt for turn. And there's another Blood Moon.
Bob is drawing to a lot of cards here. I mean...
None of them too powerful, though.
Well, he's drawing to what? Recruiter and Painter, right?
Yeah.
Those are the cards that just win on the game on the spot?
Yep. And if he draws any of those, Chuck will die immediately. Although Chuck is just going to hold that bolt, I think, until it either kills Bob or saves him from dying.
I think Bob saw the top card of his deck there, so...
Yeah, so they're just going to shuffle up. Easy,
Yeah.
easy fix, no problem.
I think Bob wanted to... Well, he wasn't sure what to do with it.
It's all right. We have Chuck's Judge expertise on hand.
Right.
He should mill himself.
If he had a welder...
If he had a Welder out, I can see that. But it does mean that if he draws to Welder, he
This is
can
true.
he can do it. I think that's an interesting plan. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a little unfortunate that because Chuck has so much mana, he will always mill 2 cards. He'll always have mana up to make it so he doesn't mill any good cards.
The problem... Yeah, so he can set up his top, and Bob's just clearing the 2 that Chuck doesn't want most.
Yep.
Chuck's just going to put any good card, the 3rd one, down.
Yes. And now we're going to see he's going to just play that Explosives for 1.
To get rid of the grindstone. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, this is just buying his Strix even more time.
Sacrifice, kill the Grindstone, and then play a top.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think
this owl might get there.
Recruiter, I think, at this point is the best draw. It'll let him get Jay Ballard.
Yeah, to deal with the board.
I know Jay Ballard is often a card that comes out of the
So
deck.
Welder, that's good.
Well, there's a fine draw here.
He doesn't have any artifacts, but
It means some of his other... Like, if he draws any top, it's
Yeah.
excellent.
he gets back grindstone then.
Mm-hmm. It just gets to, draw 2 cards a turn at this point.
Right.
No, we're still streaming Crimson Viper. We are in the midst of a vicious Goblin Welder mirror. Yeah, I believe that is a bolt, correct? Behind the deck Vaden?
Probably. So whenever he does find a painter, it's not going to be game.
Kind of crazy how Chuck is operating underneath this, just almost exclusively off the strength of these tops.
Right.
And just needing Bob to brick a lot of times. And there's a Pyroblast on a Baleful Strix.
Wow.
And Chuck
Here's
gonna
a
weld
welder.
it. He's gonna weld out an LED over the Strix. And this is where things are gonna start getting awkward, since Chuck has an active welder. Since Chuck has the actual good artifacts to get back, he's gonna start, I think, going off a little bit with Strix and Sensei's top.
So what's in the graveyard for Chuck? Is it just the Strix?
Oh, well, it's just salvagers. Yes. So interestingly enough, I think Chuck can kill Bob this turn because he has salvagers.
Because he has LED in play.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he can go play. Well, he can play that LED.
How does an active welder on Bob's side disrupt? Does it even?
I don't believe it does. No, I don't think there's any way to.
It just
this.
slows it down.
Yes. So now here he's going to activate Lionside Diamond, draw a card, making white mana. Salvagers. So that top is on top of his deck currently.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get back LED, do it infinite times, making 10 million of any color of mana. And eventually he's going to execute the combo that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
He's going to return the
Jeez.
Sensei's Top and Explosive, since he has any color of mana now, and draw his deck.
That should be it. I think Bob's trying to figure out a way where Welder interacts with this.
Looks like he's going to weld back the Sculler, targeting the LED. Chuck says okay. Chuck just going to continue doing his combo.
Yeah.
And we'll see him eventually demonstrate. I mean, this works, or just Baleful Strix works.
Right.
Yeah, he's going to destroy every permanent that every non-land permanent Bob has. Yeah, and Bob's just going to concede.
Jeez.
There it is.
Infinite mana.
Saw Bomberman do its thing. Salvager's sweet,
It is pretty sweet.
but not as sweet as Goblin Welder.
It's close.
Doesn't get decayed.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
Or bolted.
All right, should I see if we have another match?
Totally,
We have
yeah.
a lot of time left.
Yeah. You know which one.
I know what I'm supposed to look for.
Alright, let me reset. Nope. Alright. It's not meant to be. I guess I'm just going to have to play the deck myself. Alright, so moving through round 4 here. TX Rager likes the infinite mana. Yeah, that was a pretty cool game. So anyone who's missed it, the infinite mana combo that Chuck chooses to employ, if he has it, he can have Tassiger basically infinitely mill and bring back his deck to his hand and use the infinite mana to cast Lightning Bolt a gazillion times at his opponent's face. So there's that. Sharkula giving us some grief that we don't have a Sloth. Okay. Rave wants Phil to go find Burn again. Or Jund again, sorry. Rave thinks that Chuck might have done incorrect game actions that game somehow. I don't know. I didn't notice anything, but a lot of stuff happened that game, and Chuck is also plays very quickly and sometimes a little technically sloppy at times, so
And she's like,
it's
man.
not outside the realm of possibility.
We talk about this awesome standard tournament that we have coming up.
But yeah. We also have a standard winner case here at Card Market coming up.
Shameless self-promotion.
How'd you do, Nathan?
Really bad.
Great.
Super bad.
Oh yeah,
Super duper bad.
I won in two.
Game 1, I got
Oh,
therapy.
Jund? Yeah, Jund.
No, I got game 1 against Grixis Delver. He therapied my mom and then 2 Flicker Wisps just right out of my hand. And then a sword also.
And then in the other game, he got double mirroring.
He got double Mirroring Crusader.
Nice job.
He was like, he let off, he got my Thalia, which I was going to violin. And then he's just like, and then he sees Mirror Crusader, I draw another Mirror Crusader, and he's like, Mirror Crusader. And I was like, are you fucking shitting me? It was so bad. It was so bad. The only good play I made was vialing in Flicker Wisp after he played Baleful Strix because I had a Jit I needed to equip and hit with.
Yeah.
So I did it at his end of turn and then like hit it, and then it came back. He got to draw a card, and then I hit it with It was brutal. It was the worst, but I still like the deck.
He said he had like 9 sideboard cards for the matchup.
Yeah, it was
so
insane.
you weren't going to win. Okay.
In Nathan's defense, we mulled like way low in game 1, and I just came to him on turn 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jund's a pretty bad matchup.
Game 2, I had 4 vials in play. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It was great.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, I bored them out against Jund.
Yeah, I
I was
realized
floating the
that.
needle on top with my Sylvan Library, like, man, nah.
So the
that's
turn
okay.
after I died, my literal reveals were it was Sarah Avenger, then Flicker Wisp, and then a Will of Leaf Liege if I had lived like any of those turns.
Yeah.
Awful.
Womp womp.
Great.
We're
Still
gonna-
sweet though. I'm excited to actually play it because like I got
Yeah,
the
dude.
cards I'm missing for it.
Oh, nice.
They're in the mail.
Did you promote this?
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for letting me borrow it.
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah. If anyone's local to Chicago, Card Market is having a win a case coming up.
Don't show me. They need to see it.
You're probably gonna play in this though,
Yeah, probably.
if nothing else is going on.
It's around the corner from my house. How could I say no?
Yeah, we have to figure out what standard decks to play. So yeah, Really good payout. Really low cost of entry. So
Yeah.
Sweet value.
Super good value. But
So, yeah, April 11th, if you're in the Chicago area,
always thankful for our great hosts here.
our benefactors.
Yes.
Our patrons.
Yeah, all those things that you said.
Yeah.
Patron wizards.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna have another match tonight, unfortunately, guys. Everyone's basically done. People playing quick in our last round. Looks like Storm took down Grixis Pyromancer though. That was sweet.
Bye, Cook.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it as always.
We'll be back Monday, 7 o'clock Central Time from Dice Dojo, also in Chicago.
Yep.
Legacy. Wednesdays we have Modern here at Card Market.
Yep.
I wish they would go away to talk.
Walk away. You're loud.
People don't realize.
Sorry
that
there.
they're,
Sorry about the yelling, guys.
all this noise pollution.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you know what that means.
Other people's words are pollution. They're garbage.
Yeah, they're just disgusting.
Yeah.
Just filthy.
But
But yeah, well,
yeah.
so yeah, as always, yeah, Monday at Chicagoland Games Dice Dojo, 7 p.m. Legacy. Wednesday Modern at MTG Card Market. Thursday Legacy as tonight, 7:30. At MTG Card Market as well.
More giveaways.
More giveaways, more fun.
I know Dojo wants us to give away a Bob, but they're trying to figure out they don't want just like a normal raffle. They want like something else.
Yeah, I mean, but that'll be sweet. We'll give that away when we can. But you guys have a good weekend. Tune into the Invitational. Go see some sweet Legacy, right?
Yeah.
Legacy Standard action. I'm pumped honestly for New Standard.
Yeah, me too. I'll be listening tomorrow.
We definitely like Standard. I would say more than a lot of the Legacy players, though.
More than basically everyone out there. Well,
I love
yeah.
Standard. I think it's great.
It's fine.
It's sweet.
Sometimes it's sweet.
I really enjoy it. But anyways, yeah. Tune into that as well, and then we'll see you guys Monday.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Follow.
And follow us. Find us on Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, we have an archive too on
Yep.
Twitch. So if you want to rewatch stuff.
Sorry, give us.
Yeah, sorry, give us.
That's it for tonight.
We're gonna go home.
But thank you again. Bye bye.